And with that, I think it's time for our boy Mega Man. Mega Man 4 through 6, are we ready? Take it away.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to what is going to be an exciting relay. This is the Mega Man 4, 5, and 6 relay. And this is going to be exciting. We have 3 teams of 3, as you can see there. And what is going to happen is we're going to have, of course, the runner starting at Mega Man 4, and then we're going to transition to a 30-second block. So that way we can get all the next runners set up. So as soon as Mega Man 4 is over, we're going to set it over to the Mega Man 5 runners. They're going to have their transition. And as soon as 5 is done, then we're going to go to Mega Man 6, finish it off, and the first team to win, finish 4, 5, 6 is the victor. So, yeah, I am Darkman78, and joined by me.
Вот первая часть со второй ноты. Там есть Yellow Devil, который очень противный. Его никто не любит.
Yeah, so we got Team Cossack, starting with Mega Man 4, we have Sage Hero, Mega Man 5, Feral Pigman, and Mega Man 6, Ohon.
All right, and then for Team Darkman, a little bias here, we have Not Riley on Mega Man 4, Becco on Mega Man 5, and Resisting Frame on Mega Man 6. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, I like it, I like it.
And for Team Mr. X, we have Lookin' Toad starting off with Mega Man 4, followed by Papat.1
Время настраивается под твое время.
and Dark Teryx on Mega Man 6, also known as Papat.2.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, I think we got our intros out of the way. It looks like all of our runners are pretty set and ready to go. So I think without further ado, let's get things started with a little countdown, huh? All right. So we're going to start from 10. 10,
команд
9,
с их твичами.
7, 6, 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Nice.
Right.
Nice. You know what I like about this race already?
What's that?
Everybody just went to Pharaoh.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
Heck yeah.
So why do you like that, Chelny?
Well, this route, I'm glad you asked that question, PJ. I'm so glad.
3,
This
2,
my work here is done.
1.
Well, there you go.
Погнали.
There's two sort of solidified routes in Mega Man 4. We got Pharaoh first.
Все проходят с фараона.
Slightly faster, only maybe marginally by about maybe 5 or 6 seconds. Mostly because of the Pharaoh shot being a very, very good weapon, but also because we're going to get the balloon item here in Pharaoh, and that's going to allow
Начинаем мы в песочной локации.
progress through Brightman's
Ой, уже кто-то по лицу получает.
So see, all 3 teams there taking a little safety with the rush coil. Wanted to make sure you don't get hit by that fly there and get sent in the pit. They get sent in the pit, they cannot go back up. They never get the balloon again. That's probably around like a 30-second time loss. So just want to play a little bit safe, especially in the early goings of the relay.
Yeah, and also, the nice thing about the balloon is it pushes you to the halfway point of the stage, unlike the wire from Dive Man stage. So it's a nice little benefit as well, pushing you forward. So these guys, all actually really interesting. All these Mega Man 4
7,
runs, this is their first
8,
AGDQ run.
10.
So I'm very excited to see how they are able to perform today.
Надеюсь, у нас сравнялось.
Talking about just the overall sense of things, how close are these 3 teams in terms of personal best?
They're very close. There's only a 24-second difference in the sum of personal best between all three teams. So we can expect a very close race today, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're coming up to the end of Pharaoh Man stage here. We're going to be getting into the boss fight. Pharaoh is
Чесик, можете подсказать сейчас время ваше? От моего 39, 40, 41, 42, 44, 45. Команда Мистера Икс уже дошла до босса.
Quicker charge shot by sliding away with that extra lemon. Unfortunately, it didn't look like it worked out for any of them. But
Вот так, с твичем.
They're trying to force Pharaoh Man to the center of the screen.
Мистер Икс первый убивает босса.
So, Team Mr. X gets a nice kill location. Darkman as well. Unfortunately for Team Cossack, he died in the corner. So in this game, the animation get for grabbing the weapon
Не понимаю, почему,
until
откуда вот такие...
boss particles leave the screen. So killing a boss closer to the center of the screen is more ideal. As well, there's a secret sort of, not really a secret, but there's a super secret magic pixel that we want to sort of stand on, and it actually skips the animation of Mega Man.
2 часа будет, потому что, во-первых, проходится 3 части, будут 3 раннера с каждой стороны.
Yeah, and even in Pharaoh Man stage, we saw some of them attempt it in a Dive Man stage and go for it as well. You can skip the jump up to the center entirely.
Пора топить за иксов. Они слишком хороши.
Yeah, exactly. No fanfare. Mega Man just leaves.
Yeah, if you get to that right spot, the game.
Нет, не слишком. Как только я говорю, он получает по лицу.
So who here loves grasshoppers?
I love grasshoppers.
Okay, great. because you're going to see a lot of them over the course of this stage.
Yeah, and this is going to be interesting too because, like we said, we grabbed the balloon now. So these next screams coming up for the checkpoint room are going to be really interesting for the teams. We'll see what they decide to do.
Получением домоганий все равно впереди секунды на 3 от остальных.
Balloons, which we're already seeing here from Team Mr. X, and looks like Team Cossack as well is going to go for balloons. So this is very, very scary here. Unfortunately, catching that one baton there and causing one additional leg, but looks like he's going to get through. So really nice.
Казаки очень сильно отстают. А, это типично стратология. Все нормально. Камбэк будет.
Exactly. So yeah, both Look and Toad and Sage doing a really nice job with the balloons. Riley taking it a little bit safer, and it honestly still paid off for him. He got some pretty good luck, looked like, from the Grasshopper, so he's still with the 2.
Sure. And the advantages of taking Pharaoh first, they're not just the balloon advantage in Brightman stage. So he's still going to be benefiting from having the Pharaoh shot for Brightman himself.
Yeah, most people might think that this isn't even the weakness for Brightman, and you are actually correct. But Pharaoh Shot does do the same amount of damage as Buster, an uncharge is 1, and a full charge is 3.
Убиваем второго босса.
Where you can get a hit with the charge above your head, and if you don't let go of the B button, you can release it and still get another full charge. So it's like 2 charge shots for the price of 1. As well, the Pharaoh Shot charges faster than Buster, so it's got advantageous in multiple ways.
Unfortunately, Team Darkman, not Riley, unfortunately got froze there. So how that mechanic works, Brightman actually freezes the screen, and you can't do anything.
Команда Даркмана так и не отстает. Они как вначале на 2 секунды отстали, так и до сих пор. О, а казаки сравнялись с ними. Неплохо. Камбэк возможен.
It kind of puts you off the cycle, and that's what happened to Riley there. But still, wasn't too bad.
Yeah. And if you do use the weakness on Brightman, you hit all of those intervals to get frozen as many times as possible.
Clever.
Берем рингмена.
All right, so again, we're going to use some balloons. Now, you're actually going to see some really cool stuff as the balloons now start to get used. Obviously, the balloons are kind of like item 1 from Mega Man 2, but you can actually, as you saw there from Look and Toad, you can place it in a wall, and it starts to despawn, but that hitbox is still there, and you can still jump off of it. So, a lot of
Мы берем в этой локации рингмена, потому что он может ставить небольшую платформу, от которой можно отпрыгнуть.
Yeah, and one of the advantages to despawning the balloon and jumping off of where
Сбили бегемотика.
Mega Man 4 is an incredibly laggy game. I think most people generally think of Mega Man 3 as the lag champion, but 4 is a strong contender. So without that sprite being there, you
убиваем у нас один цикл.
Exactly. Again, and for that exact reason, that's why we're trying to kill as many of these rings in this screen as possible. Just trying to remove some sprites off the screen. Also, you may notice that we're only going to fight one mini-boss in this whole stage, the one that Team
Даркмена отставать начали.
Other than that, we can skip past all of them. There's no
И довольно сильно.
prevent Mega Man from going past the hippos here, so really, really nice.
Yeah, one of the 4 mini-bosses.
Команда X уже не догнать, если он не начнет руинить.
Usage throughout this entire stage, because obviously Pharaoh ammo is going to be the weakness for Ringman, and as you can see, it's very powerful throughout the entirety of the stage. So even just being a little bit off can kind of set you on the wrong path. But fortunately, they don't need much ammo for this boss fight.
Yeah, correct. You only need 5 ammo, so these guys all looking really good. Health, though, is also a little bit scary. You're going to see Sage is down.
Мистер Икс доходит уже до 3-го босса.
Anything will kill him. Toad's got a little bit of a buffer, and
ну, отставание Икс от Даркмана там небольшой, секунды 4, а вот...
Let's see if Sage can do it. Sage cannot afford a mistake here because
it
doesn't matter what it is.
Missed the slide there, but looks like he's maybe okay.
Okay,
nice,
all right,
very
nice.
nice.
Play a little safe. And
nice
really good,
Riley.
Riley.
Riley had a great fight. Perfect fight there for Riley, so excellent. So yeah, Riley with that perfect fight out of the 3 of them was able to catch up a little bit there to Sage and, you know, creeping up on Toad as well, so it's great.
Yeah, these guys are sticking really close together, which is great. It's going to be interesting now to see what they decide to do here coming up into Dustman stage. There's a couple different opportunities to use.
Тут в любом случае побеждает дружба.
Or you can use Pharaoh Shot, and Pharaoh Shot's being marginally faster, but Flash Stopper being a little bit easier. It'll be interesting to see what the runners decide to use here. Toad being very careful there. Yeah, he did miss the up and down, so he had to slow down a little bit.
Just a stage on Team Classic opting for the Bright strat, a little bit safer here, and Riley on Team Darkman's going with the Pharaoh strat.
Yeah, while these guys are progressing through the laggiest room of the entire
Просто
game,
Мистер Икс
it is worth noting why
на время
Pharaoh shot is
подготовки
nice here is
к
you can
ГТК
arc the shot
почти
upward
неделю
onto
не
the
отрывался и
counter
ранил
level 2, and that allows you
четвертую
to
часть
kill more
Мегамена.
things again to reduce more lag. Sage will get more lag, but being able to slow
Только
down the enemies
практика.
and hold them in their place makes the room a lot more consistent as well.
Nice. All three of them getting past that little lag
Yeah,
without
really
dying,
good.
which is awesome.
All right, into the Crusher section. Ring is really good at clearing out these blocks, and conveniently, it's also the weakness of Dustman, so we want to try to utilize that. Toad does a really nice job getting through there.
Кто у нас теперь впереди-то? Между
Riley is
Даркманом
gonna be-
и казаками.
Oh,
Ой, это было близко.
Oh, that was... my heart.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, he was probably 1 or 2 frames from dying, so that was incredibly close.
I love it.
All right,
I like the damage boost strat on that last mat instead of risking a weapon drop.
Yeah. So we're into the probably first boss that's pretty, not really super heavy RNG, but
Great pattern.
really nice
Great
pattern
pattern
there
by
for
Toad.
Toad. Unfortunately, he died in the corner.
9-18.
No sucks is also
Take it,
nice.
yeah.
So
Начинаем считать время.
There, what happens when they get the suck? You can't do anything to Dust there, but fortunately they can take a little damage boost. As you saw, Sage for Team Classic.
12 секунд от
And,
Даркманов,
yeah, kind of, just stops
13
the-
секунд до
stops the
казаков.
suck and allows you to just kind of hit him again, but as you
Довольно
can
большое
see, it does a
расстояние.
lot of damage.
Yeah, I don't know
You
about
can't-
Вставание.
a little damage boost. Just getting clobbered by Dustman.
yeah, it's a lot. Okay, so now we're going into Skull. We're gonna get, this is actually one of the coolest speed stages of the 8 robots for sure. You're gonna see a lot of cool balloon tech in the first half, followed by a lot of Flash Stopper in the second half. And this
Осталось еще убить
the power of Flash Stopper, and I'll get into that once we get
5
to the
боссов.
checkpoint area. Here's our only zip you're gonna see in the entire game. Really small one. Saves about 2.5 to 3 seconds, so not a huge save, but really, really nice if you can get it consistent.
Yeah, Mega Man 4 pretty aggressively kills you for being inside solid bound.
Yeah.
So you have to be in iframes for the entire duration of the zip.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think this is probably the first game that the devs really realized that zipping was a thing in Mega Man games, and they realized, oh, this isn't good.
Yeah, you want to be in a wall? All right, fine.
12 секунд это не то, что много. В ранах Марио это 100 мест почти, если не больше, потому что там уже считается до фрейма.
So here we are now into the second half of Skull here for Toad. Flash Stopper is really cool. It's kind of like, obviously, Time Stopper from Mega Man 2, as it freezes enemies in place, but you get multiple uses of it, and it freezes enemies in place for 5 seconds. You think, well, 5 seconds seems like a long time, and this seems like longer than 5 seconds, and you're right. And that's because that timer for 5 seconds only counts down when Mega Man is, like, not sliding. So if you keep sliding, that timer keeps pausing, and you can effectively make it last the entire screen, making some...
Сейчас я расскажу одну стратегию против босса. Если его заморозить, можно его убить секунд на 5 быстрее.
And here, it's kind of a predicted pattern. The only thing that's different is, as you can see right there for Toad on Mr. X. Yeah, the amount of time that the Skull has the shield up, of course, while Skull has the shield up, you cannot damage it. So it's just kind of a variable period how long it is. And you can see for Toad, that's super long.
Yeah,
Wow.
really nice pattern from Riley there. Yeah, that was good.
Really nice.
Yeah, it can be almost instantly dropped or last up like 4 seconds. So, significant amount of time swings.
Даркман опять отстают. Между ними и казаками такая борьба идет. На каждую ошибку.
Pretty consistent stage, and the reason I say that is because a lot of movement here is a little tricky, and so a lot of runners get very systematic in their routing for this stage and do the exact same things all the time.
Сейчас выбирайте в виде босса Дайвмен, потому что он наиболее подходящий к этой локации, и просто в убийстве из-за его метода хождения во время босс-файта. Здесь передвигаемся с помощью джампов и слайдов, потому что под водой ходить довольно тяжело.
So he'll actually bring the controller up to his face and press the fire button with his teeth.
Bold strategy.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Those mini bosses there, if you don't know, they are the whales in the stage. There's 2 of them. But we've used Flash Stopper again to halt them in place before you actually can see the sprite. And the idea is to try to mash them down and kill them very quickly.
So here comes Toad with the teeth masher. Look at him go.
X-Men уже доходит до босса. О, это не босс, извините.
Hey, man.
Так.
Do whatever it takes.
Alright, so you saw that
Моб, который не дает пройти.
If you do fall into that, it's not actually a death pit. Actually, it takes you to the wire.
Worse than a death pit.
Yeah, pretty much. It basically is a death pit because it'll cost you like what, like 30 seconds if you're to actually go down all the way
Probably
down.
more so,
Yeah, and grab
and
it, so.
like I said, unlike the balloon, it sends you back
yes.
to the checkpoint. So it's even more time loss. You have to replay screens. So yeah, dive pretty consistent. You kind of just use the shield weapon.
Да Даркмены камбэкнут. Сейчас подожди. Сейчас казаки заруинят 4 скипа.
Very nice. Yeah, so you can see what happens now in Toad. Yeah, so it just goes straight up. You don't see the weapon get animation. It just goes straight up. So it's great. Yeah, it saves like what, like a 1.5, 2 seconds.
It's significant, actually. Yeah. Normally the pixel saves. Normally getting the magic pixel will save you probably about a second, maybe-ish per stage. This one is significantly more because of how big the jump is underwater. You actually,
если не считать Дриллмена.
1.5 to 2 seconds getting this one with the animation skip. It's pretty good to get this one. All right, everybody's favorite boss. Drillman is coming up here.
Dive Man number 2.
Yeah, this is obviously, if you've ever seen a speedrun for Mega Man 4, if you ever have watched one, you know probably already that this boss is one of the heavier parts of RNG in this game. He likes to dive underground, and when he does,
С помощью damage boost мы
3 seconds every time he does. So,
пробегаем через каски, потому что перепрыгать это долго. Кому нужно прыгать?
Yeah, I want to kind of point your attention kind of
Мы слишком ленивые.
towards the last half of the stage. You're going to kind of see the difference in just like how optimized their movement is. As Chun-Li, of course,
А из дополнительного оружия это способность, которая замедляет время.
How optimized their slide movement is going to determine just how early they may have to use like another bright in the last room, which is coming up on Team Mr. X for Lookin' Toad. So yeah, let's see how he does.
Gotta turn these switches on to make the next platforms load in. If you don't, you will fall into the pit, basically. So.
Yeah, so right there, that's really well
Платформа,
done.
которую нужно
Enemies
включить.
didn't even unfreeze. Yeah, right at the end, but like that's fine.
Ой, как же он хорошо задоджил камешек.
Oh, yeah, so a little dicey there for stage, but on Team Cossack, no problem there.
So Drill will always dive underground here right away. That's scripted.
Вот вы видите босса, а его нету. Все, он ушел.
But now starting, we want to see how many dives we get.
Он не хочет с вами играть.
There's one already.
Not friendly to Toad.
They're doing these empty hops to try and like buffer when Drillman's gonna hop out of the ground again.
So we got 2 dives for Team Mr. X. We got 1 dive for Team Cossack. We have 1 dive for Team Darkman. Drill just doesn't like anyone right now.
He's camera shy. He definitely doesn't like to be.
Wow, what is going on for Team Cossack?
Riley getting a nice pattern here now. Finally, we want to see that long walk, and he's out. So as you can see, Riley getting to the fight.
Даркмана впереди стали. Просто из-за того, что заруинили цикл казаки.
Though he is not the worst bit of RNG in this game, that's still to come in a few more stages.
Пёсель.
My favorite.
The downside is you do have to fight Drill twice in the run, obviously.
True. So now we're
All right.
This must be Lookin' Toad's favorite stage.
I think it is. Yeah.
Идем убивать авокадо. Ну, нам не понравилось.
So we are going now into Toadman stage. A lot of people will laugh and joke and cry about how easy Toadman is. That is the boss fight. This stage is actually significantly difficult to do quickly. There's a lot of
Скольжением мы проходим всю локацию. Она позволяет это делать. Мобы, которые есть рядом, они нам не нужны. Лишних отстреливаем, чтобы не мешались.
To those different speeds is actually really tricky when you're first picking this game up. And to react quickly to weapon drops that are pseudo disguised by the flow of the water.
Yes, absolutely.
So unfortunately, we did have our first death of the relay for Team Darkman. Raleigh taking death in the first.
X-мены получили урон, просто ударившись в пеньку.
So we're gonna see how he's gonna adapt to that.
So these are also mini bosses that we are skipping by flash stoppering them. There is an invisible wall for this one if you let the snail fully spawn. But if he doesn't fully spawn, it doesn't pop, and you can just sneak on through.
That damage boost always scares me. The back damage boost over the front.
Yeah, it's a little tricky.
X-Men уже доходит до босса. Ой, от Даркмана начали очень сильно отставать. Ну, за один цикл мы убиваем босса. Да и чё, нормально.
As that he got that lucky weapon drop, which is great. So now he's able to use one here, and one should be enough for this final screen.
For sure, yeah. So an 18-17 out of 8 robots is actually very, very nice there for Toad. We're looking at actually a very low 38 pace, which is really solid for a marathon run. So we are heading now into the castle stages. Dr. Cossack's castle, probably, I mean, I like this whole game. I mean, I'm biased, maybe, possibly. But these first 2 stages of Dr.
X-Men
Cossack
уже
are
по... А, не
significantly
последний.
good speed stages.
Еще раз, два, три,
There's a lot of really nice
4 локации им осталось.
and a lot of like fast mashing, especially in this first room with the tomboys. So we'll see how it goes.
Very interesting. So actually at the start of Cossack 1, there is an E-tank that they can get if they choose to slide to the left. So Toad opted not to get it. We'll see if Sage and Riley decide to get it. You know, just cost maybe like a second and a half too. Not really that big of a deal at all.
Sure. And yes, yep, like Sage is grabbing it. The only major downside you may have noticed, obviously with those slightly slower boss builds, it also carries over to when you use E-tanks. So if Sage does elect to use that E-tank down the line, it is pretty time costly, but it's still better than taking a death.
Sure.
Because unfortunately in Mega Man 4, castle stages do not have checkpoints at the boss corridors. So if you die at the boss, it sends you back to the main
пятой части
of the stage. Ooh, Toad taking a little fall
появился
there,
чекпоинт.
unfortunately.
Ой, вот это руина, пока я рассказывал.
Yeah, he's just be a balloon.
Он свалился с
He's down 2
локации.
balloons,
Я потерял
which is
секунд
too
5.
costly. He should be able to make that work. But it is something he needs to remember.
Есть еще шансы на камбэк.
The next stage there. Ooh, this
Казаки
is a
даже
little bit
догонять
tricky.
начали.
Is he gonna take the
Oh,
extra
okay,
ammo?
yeah.
He's gonna go up
Yeah,
the
Good
top.
try, good try. I
Yeah, I
like
like that.
And just like that, Sage is actually gonna...
Oh,
Just about.
Yep,
Yeah,
all
okay,
right,
so
all
we
right.
got a lead change. Very nice. So Team Cossack now in the lead.
Toad quickly gonna reload this
Казаки
one
сейчас
so he
поменяли
can,
цикл.
take the defense on the
Локация.
enemies correctly.
Движущаяся
Nice.
платформа, чтобы можно было быстрее пройти.
Yeah, so now we're to the boss, Moth Raya.
Not Riley. Also through. All right.
Nice,
Very
good
nice,
job.
very nice.
Ох, тут вообще камбэки
Moth
начались.
Raya, he's a little tricky, and it's mostly not really his fault. His hitbox is that small little circle in the middle of his mouth, kind of. Unfortunately, the ring, despite how big it looks on screen, the weapons in this game only actually have a single pixel that they can land hits with. And that's why
X-Men еще и не удалось в один цикл убить босса.
even though it didn't land. So you do have to make sure your shots are very accurate on
Wow.
weapons.
Bit of a scary fight there for
Они
Toad
вообще
on first
сравнялись.
attacks. He had very low health, but you know he managed to navigate it great. One thing to keep in mind is Ring is very powerful throughout the Cossack and Wily stages, so it is very critical that they handle their Ring and Dust Ammo in particular well. So we'll see how they do throughout the rest of the stage.
I do want to bring attention to Sage's screen here. We're going to start seeing some really sick balloon tech. Got a nice double balloon. He's got the nice double ladder balloon also, which means he's going to want to grab this ammo and hopefully have 3 balloons for the second half or the second long ladder near the end.
Да кому нужна платформа? Старых платформ, когда есть damage boost. С помощью него по иглам пролетаем, да и ладно.
When something goes a little bit awry with your movement, you do have to be very careful because there's a lot of spikes, obviously, and you need to make sure you're using your iframes effectively. Everybody looking like they're maybe going to get through. Yes, Riley's through.
Looks good.
Oh, Toad falling there. That's not a great
X-Men
thing
все
for
еще
Seraphs.
руинируют.
Have to be very careful with health management throughout this stage because you will
Он
be
даже
low heading into the boss.
вообще пошел по сейф-стратам, вызвал машинку.
Wow. Excellent
Very
for the
nice.
stage of Team Cossack. So now we're coming up to our favorite boss, Chelney, the Square Machine.
Yeah, we got Square Machine. This guy is rude. So he
2-2.
can, yeah, you think so? 2-2?
2-2.
I'm going to say 1-3.
3-2.
Okay, 2. Okay, well,
Считаем время.
screw you.
45 секунд.
What is this numbers that we're coming up?
So we're talking about how many times
Даркманы даже уже вторые.
will only come together so you can hit him like you see Sage now fighting him when he does the slowest cycle pattern. And he has the possibility of doing a 3
Мистер
like
Икс
he just did to
заруинился.
not Riley, which is a fast, medium, slow. And when he gives you that one, it's like a 50% chance to get that pattern. The
Один из
2 pass is a
противнейших
40%
боссов.
chance, and the 1 pass is a 10%
Что он любит летать и
which is
время
why it's
тратить.
in a speedrun, because to get the best pattern in a 2-cycle boss fight, you need to get 2 1s, and that's a 1% chance.
Oh, Team Darkman, Riley getting the one, the
There it
3-1.
is.
Very
The
nice.
3-1.
Very nice.
Very nice. And he gets the kill. So just like that, we've now got another shift.
У Даркмана даже цикл получился лучше, чем у Иксов.
He did nothing wrong, and now he's just losing many seconds
Yeah.
because of his
The difference between the 1-1 and a
Просто
3-3
огромное
is
количество
about
времени,
12%.
которое выиграл,
So it's like
руинит.
it's almost unfair that you have like
Он на минуту
a massive
отстает.
chance to lose a ton of time.
Yeah.
So now we're coming into Cossack 3, which basically 90% of the stage is an auto-scroller. So at this point, there's really not much to talk about. There's a few small things.
Осталось еще 2 босса
Hopefully
в конце игры.
But so I think this is a perfect time for donations. Edo, if you want to take it away.
All right, we have a $666 donation from The Pawn that says, some of us are watching from home, and some of us are in the audience tonight, but everyone from The Pawn is here and cheering you on. We are so proud that you've made it to the big stage. We all want to say how grateful we are to be part of the amazing community that you have brought together, whether it is through love of speed gaming or your legendary Toad Talks. We're all here for the good vibes. Slight smile. Good luck to all the runners, and in the immortal words of Looking Toad himself, shut up and love yourself.
Riley coming into that one room that we talked about where there's no auto-scroller. You do want to make sure you don't
Во
fall
время
down,
донатчика поддержали раннеров,
those, Gariol,
поддержали всех, кто отстает и догоняет,
only take damage from Ring and Pharaoh, so they're a little bit tricky and
потому что чат хочет их очень красивую игру.
janky sometimes.
Когда будут камбэки,
He gets through that really nicely.
и в последней части Меганвенов все решалось в последние секунды.
Alrighty, we have a $25 donation from Garian that says, for once, I can actually watch the Mega Man Classic block. Let's get a donation war starting. Mega Man 4 is the best classic Mega Man. Ooh. Stop, people don't agree with that, I'm sorry. And then we also have a $25 donation from Avenger339 that says, Super Fighting Robot, Mega Man.
Два плохих игры через
Team
Мегаменов
Cossack
будет.
boss of Cossack 3.
Yeah, this is actually 2 bosses in one.
Казаки уже дошли до босса.
We're gonna try to get a double
Осталось
hit here.
посчитать
You
только
see
циклов,
on
как-
Sage's screen here.
насколько они их
He's
убьют.
gonna get that second hit with the same shot. And then as this one comes around, he's just gonna look for the, yes, that's a good pattern. We want to see that large shot there. He can also throw 4
Цикл.
small shots. And
Неплохо.
that is actually quite slow. Unfortunately, Riley must have caught a half charge damage. Yeah, so
Yeah.
now because of that, actually Riley's ammo for Pharaoh is going to be actually kind of low. So we're probably going to see him pick up a refill here in Cossack 4 in the next stage.
Yeah, Mega Man 4 does not have any M-Tank or S-Tank with a weapon and health equivalent tanks. So if you're low on ammo, you have to find it.
Иксы давайте
Game
бы.
over. We're
Hey.
farm.
Не
They all
будем
got the
руинить,
same
осталось
weapon.
чуть-чуть.
That's pretty cool.
Toad was also a little bit off on his Pharaoh usage there, so he should be okay, but he might opt to get like a few safety.
And even Sage is going to grab the safety. Probably a really good choice in a relay race.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where you've got 2 other teammates depending on you. So.
Yeah, so the most important thing about Pharaoh is for the final boss of the game, it is weak to Pharaoh.
Как они начали
If they
догонять,
run out
там
of Pharaoh ammo,
все
it's
равно
gonna
большое
try to
расстояние.
refill their Pharaohs.
Учитывая, сколько у них было
Yeah, 'cause the only other weakness
в начале
is
времени
they
выигранных.
might be out of that weapon once they get there. So, yeah. So Sage still has his E-Tank, so I think he's just going to decide not to take that one, which is probably smart.
Нужно красивую игру показать. Казаки, давайте заруините что-нибудь, какой-нибудь цикл.
Really a whole lot going on.
Yeah, not too
В этой локации вроде нельзя просто так взять.
And the catcher
Под
fight
землю
itself is
пасть.
kind of similar in a way to like how
Остались
Pharaoh
только
works.
циклы.
If you slide, it halts Cossack catcher's horizontal movement. So if you keep sliding in the corner, which is kind of convenient, you can kind of lock him down in a spot. So we'll probably see a lot of
Все
that
еще
here.
идут по
The guys trying to stay on the far right side.
сейвовым стратам с помощью собачки.
So you can see on Team Cossack stage here, kind of manipulating the boss to make sure he just like stays there, and it's a pretty easy fight. Interesting thing is most fights actually have a weakness of like dust or ring, but obviously you can't have enough ammo for all 8 stages.
Right. Yeah.
We have to kind of improvise here.
I think Dust only does two to him,
Yeah.
right?
Two.
So I think with that, you know, it's a pretty down period right now. I think we have time for a quick like donation.
All right, we got a $500 donation from Conkers that says had to donate during the Mega Man relay.
Казаки уже убили своего босса.
For my good friend Looking Toad. So proud to
Ой,
see you on stage at GDQ.
их заруинили.
Woo!
Их поймал босс.
Get a clap for that.
Минус 4 секунды.
We also have a $555 donation from Mr. Cab 55.
There it is.
Nice.
There it is. If the pharaohs looking up at the stars had caught wind of this relay, they would say it was a bright idea. The gravity of the statement should light a flame under us all. So ring in the new year with your gyros to navigate the blizzard of dusty crystals gathered on plants. Get your skull barriers, napalm bombs, and silver tomahawks ready, and dive into Happy Stone cold speed runs with the Yamato guaranteed. Make sure those drills are charged overnight. Oh wow! And help Lookin' Toad make waves singing the Centaur Man song forever.
Болеть нужно за победителей.
Wow, Mr. Gav.
How does he do it all the time?
That was a really high density of references.
So we're into Wily 1 now. This stage is probably the most technical stage in the entire game. There's a lot of small slides. We're seeing the water return just like we saw in Dive. So again, no jumping out of slides underwater. And yeah, a lot of really short slides, a lot of multiple mets of like the single damage ones, but also the spinning ones that take 3 damage, and you need to know which ones are which so that you have the right weapon ready to go.
Yeah, and you don't want the mets to fire, and you don't want to fire extra bullets because again, this game is extremely laggy.
Yep.
Сейчас казаки показали один из скипов, когда мы просто не ждем время появления платформ, а бустимся с помощью собачки.
Yeah, this boss is basically just a giant metal, and he has a little bit of randomness to
И они доходят до большой улитки.
depending, and he can stay
Bonk.
sort of short, or he can jump quick like he did just there for stage. So we ideally actually want to see him stay open longer. So unfortunately, he's getting kind of a bad pattern here. We really want to see him stay open long here, otherwise he's going to get a 4 cycle, and yeah, he's going to get a 4 cycle, unfortunately. Just giving a little bit of time back to Team Darkman and Team Mr. X.
44
Team
секунды.
Darkman, not really. Unfortunately, missed one of the jet jumps, so he
О, все почти догнали.
on the second block puzzle. That puts Team Darkman and Team Mr.
С разницей в 2 секунды уже идут.
There's a nice pattern there for Riley, really nice. He can get 6 hits in with that pattern. And also Toad getting in the same pattern here too, so that's really good.
Great, so yeah, it'll definitely be a 3 cycle for
Yeah.
Riley here on Team.
Yeah, Riley got the best pattern actually.
Как же Даркману повезло на...
Unfortunately got a 4-second spawn at the end, but I mean, that's the way it goes.
Yep, and it looks like Looking Toad for Team Mr. X is getting the same pattern.
Yeah, real nice. Nice. All right. Wily 2 is an interesting stage in that you usually never lose time here, or you lose 20 seconds. It's
Они планируют все там лузы
sometimes
восстановить, так что...
So it's going to be really important again, kind of like Wily 1 in that it's kind of technical as well, but it's a little more technical with regard to how you utilize Rush. You're going to use a lot more Jet here in this stage. We don't have balloons anymore, and so Jet is like our primary climbing adapter. And the nice thing, at least with Jet, is you can keep shooting once Jet
Нужно как-то замедлить казаков.
kill enemies in your path with these Mamiras that Sage is going through.
Но они не делают ни одной ошибки. Каждый будет правильный, каждый скип правильный, урон не получает вовсе.
Yeah, one of the things that I really find interesting about Rush in this game is that when you're hit, Rush will snap to Mega Man's position.
Which we're gonna see.
Yeah,
We're
they're
gonna
gonna
see.
use it.
Oh, he didn't do it.
That's okay. Odds are we'll see it in one of the others.
Ну ладно, хотя бы сейчас получил урон.
So, Sage will come up to the boss of Wily 2, and,
Это,
he's
конечно,
not going for the,
не сильно, но
so this is a
полсекунды
strat, but, it's
он
actually
выиграл.
a lot of time to be able to do it the fastest way.
для других команд.
Look how fast boss fills are in Mega Man 4, guys.
Yeah, that's
That was
crazy.
really awesome.
You know?
Yeah, the Rain Flush will actually hit Taco Trash as his health starts to spawn. Unlike Mega Man 7, it doesn't kill him, but it does cancel
wonderful
that
fight.
entire
That was a
health build.
fantastic fight
And
by
yeah,
Sage
really
there.
nice.
Ну, довольно
You can
быстро
opt to
было
play a
с
little
помощью
bit
колец.
safer by using a drill on him on the first hit, and then you can actually go into the hitbox where it's no longer like you don't get hit by it anymore. So you just sit there, you know.
Из-за того, что у него большой
and it's
хитбокс,
just really safe, but
кольца
it does
наносит
lose you a little bit of time over the
двойной урон.
strat that's
Toad
easier.
even going for the single block slides there.
Yeah,
That's a
wow.
little bit riskier, so he got through it though. Nice.
All right, so
And not Riley going for
yeah.
the
Nice fight.
drill blast. That was a really
excellent,
great
excellent.
fight.
Let's see if Toad's gonna follow it up as well.
All right. Wow. Taking a really smart.
Никсам нужно постараться сейчас, чтобы догнать хоть кого-то.
Yeah, that was a great adaptation.
So here we got Sage entering refights now. He's picking up very specific ammo. Obviously, we're very low on ring because we've been using it like crazy for all our boss fights. So we need a lot of ring and we need to top off Dust a bit because we're actually going to fight Pharaoh with Dust as well because it's a soft weakness. It does 2 damage, which makes that fight actually significantly faster. We do not want to fight Pharaoh with Flash Stopper. It's incredibly slow. Significantly to a point where I think it's like 14 seconds.
Oh yeah, it's
slower. It is really, really bad.
Они проигрывают сейчас секунд 30 от казаков Даркман.
Yeah,
Ой,
it's really
мистер
like
Икса.
refights in Mega Man 4 because we do see a lot of
Потому
soft
что
weakness,
Yes,
use.
it's one of the more unique, I think, refight orders.
Yeah,
Very
depending
good.
on
Они
how
просто
much hit or miss, in some of the fights,
невероятно
less of
быстро
the
идут.
soft weakness used in the next fight.
Их
Yeah, it
циклы,
snowballs from there, so
которые
things can get really dynamic.
просто
Yeah, so now because we're already on Dust,
безумны.
we're gonna fly over to Skull.
Они убивают
and,
второго
take
босса,
him
когда
really quick.
So minor thing.
другие команды только к нему подходят.
Is one dust ammo short of full. It should not be a big deal unless like he misses a couple shots.
So Sage did miss a shot there, so he got an extra shield, but it wasn't too costly, thankfully. It was a very, very fast one. So ideally, now we've always wanted to kill bosses near the center of the room, right? But now, because we have to leave the room at the teleporter, we want to be killing bosses at the left corner so that as soon as the
Мне
boss
нужно убивать
dies, we
четвертого
can
босса.
teleport out. And that's important because the longer you're on screen with those death particles on screen, that's really laggy. We want to get out of that room really quick.
That was
good.
4 hits, wasn't it?
No, that was 5.
That was 5? Okay.
Yeah, again, trying to avoid those HP values that Darkman mentioned in the first
Ладно, казаки начали подруинивать.
bright
Уже хорошо.
number of skull barriers that does 2 damage each, and that will avoid those HP values for the flashes.
Yeah, and the neat thing about the strat is we have one rain flush left, which is nice because we're gonna use it on drill here, and he's gonna take 1 damage. And why that is important is
О,
because
дрильмен,
it's just
который
because
может
he
заруинить
takes
все.
damage each hit. So 28 health, minus 1 is 27. Well, there you go. That's 9 hits instead of 10.
Yeah, and since you can't hit him anyway, since he dives right at the beginning, you might as well.
Yep.
So unfortunately there, Sage getting a dive. There's a nice walk pattern, so he should be out of this
Really
fight.
good, one
Not
dive.
too bad. Into Toadman again. Riley getting a nice pattern from Drill there, getting the nice long walk. Hopefully he gets a second one. Oh, gets 1 dive
Ой,
as well.
как же это быстро.
Let's see what,
Они за
how
секунд
it
5
goes.
убили босса.
So far, pretty good.
Wow, really nice.
Wow.
Actually, this is the best pattern if you can get all
Oh.
Just misses it by 1.
Ой, как же их сам не повезло.
Yes, the drill man missed me
Просто
hitting
на
the first
последнем
fights, but
ударе
it's pretty nice in his
Yeah.
он вкопался в землю.
Ooh, actually, Riley takes a body hit from Toad, and that might be significant. He's gonna grab this health here. That's probably a good choice. So finishing the refights now on Dust again because we want to be on ring for phase 1 of Wily Machine. Ooh, Sage getting some lucky there. Oh,
okay, still fine.
he's still fine health-wise, but again, a couple sucks, so he had to take a few deboosts.
Yeah.
Which, thankfully, he had the health for.
Yeah.
So.
It's definitely a little bit more concerning because, you know, this final phase, you have to go in with the health that you have, so you don't want to take too many damage boosts here.
He is short on ammo, though, unfortunately, I think. It looks like maybe he might be one
It looked like he
shot.
started with 8.
Yeah,
I
so
think
he's
one
going
short.
to actually be 1 short, which means he's going to have to switch to Buster here.
That's unfortunate because he's going to want to use drill at the end here. Or you not going to?
So, yeah, you want to use drill here because it lags the game hard enough that it skips the health fill and he starts right away.
Они
Sage might opt
там
to use the E-Take here. It's going to be...
He might.
Мистер Икса догнали.
He's going to wait because he can afford to take one more hit
He
here.
can, yeah, and he's
And
good.
perfect. All right. Well done. Well done. So Sage was thinking about
Все
it.
теперь зависит от циклов.
He opted not to. He made the riskier play there, and it paid off for him.
Meanwhile, Toad and
Просто ворон, фрейм.
neck and neck right now. Very, very close between these two teams at the moment. Oh, Riley unfortunately fires his drill too early, and that actually means that the leg doesn't happen quite at the
Словил
right
два лишних
timing,
удара.
and he doesn't get the skip on the health fill.
This is a really interesting weakness for this boss too, because if you fire the drill at him, it'll just bounce off. So you actually have to force detonate it before.
Догнали их,
Yeah, his hitbox
перегнали.
is just out of reach of the actual weapon. If you
А казакам хорошо не идут. Тут там уже ничего не заруинив. Разница секунд 20 от остальных.
As soon as he's able to kill it, we're going to start the transition. But a little quirkiness here. You can actually get the final hit on Wily and still actually die. So just got to make sure we get things properly here. Shouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah, double KOs do not work in 4 like they do in 2. So you definitely have to make sure.
Все зависит сейчас от Бустраши.
Actually do defeat Wily. Thankfully, these guys got lots of Pharaoh ammo, like they grabbed the extra refills, so it gives more a little
hit
bit more.
for Sage, and
Very nice.
There we go.
Really good. 38. This solid. Wow.
Very good. So we're going to go ahead and do that. 30
Казаки уже прошли первую часть. Ну как
Meanwhile, these other two
первый в этом ране, четвертую в серии.
Toad does get a miss shot there.
Yeah, it's going to be neck and neck for Team Mr. X and Team Darkman.
Oh, just missing the double there for Riley.
10 seconds, I believe, for Team Cossack.
Nice kill there for Riley.
Riley's done for Team Darkman. And Toad should be
Dark.
coming up soon.
Мы тоже добили своего босса.
Toad having a little bit of trouble here. It is a little tricky sometimes, but he's out as well. Solid.
Икс тоже.
Three Mega Man 4 runs, all
Very nice.
under
Все поменялось за время четвертой части.
So now
well done.
we are getting to Mega Man 5. I love this game, sometimes. So first stage of the game is, of course, Starman. One of the more difficult stages of the run, so they just kind of...
Как в этих сериях Мегамана, сначала мы убиваем 6 боссов, которые даются в начале, а потом идем по локациям с босс-рашами.
So you're gonna notice right here, Feral for Team Mr. X.
Казаки еще тащат, они слишком хороши.
So they're...
Quick correction, that's Team Cossack.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, please. So there are 8 letters in this game. So you spell Mega Man 5 or Rockman 5, depending on what they're playing at. So they're playing Rockman 5, and that gives you Beat. So Beat's a really cute little bird that's going to be very useful in the later half of the game. However, if you notice on Team...
Самая для меня сложная часть это вторая по Мегаменам. Потому что там есть Yellow Devil, а нет скипа к нему.
As a spectator, this is great.
Yeah. So theoretically, it will save time. We'll kind of get into that a little bit later, but we'll talk about why it's an interesting decision. So we are coming into Starman now for Team Cossack, and Starman's a little bit of a tricky fight here. So we're going to be using Buster here, and Buster will be able to shoot through the shield that Starman puts up as long as you're close enough to him. So he's going to take a damage boost at the beginning, and he just basically has to time his shots appropriately, such that he shoots through the shield while also kind of worrying about the invulnerability period. There's a very significant time between
Отставание между Даркманом и Казаками 18 секунд.
That's a pretty good fight for Feral. Going to be taking a little quick jump here.
For victory.
I believe he got it.
Show it.
Все выиграют это. Тихо, не спойлери. Их нужно перейти. Ничего, они отстают на 30 секунд. Неважно.
But he was able actually to do a little manipulation there that allowed him to skip that cutscene. So I'd say skip the kind of low gravity thing. So it saves like a 1.5 to 2.
If you watch Becco there, if you watch Mega Man fall after collecting the weapon here,
Yeah,
that's really slow.
Yes. Yeah, it just looks super slow.
But not only did we just get Star Crash, we got Super Arrow.
That's right. So Super Arrow is kind of cool. It's very cool.
Соревнования в общем на 3 игры. С 4 по 6.
It is actually an arrow that you can stand on in order to traverse through certain sections. The very neat thing about this arrow is arrow management. So if you are on an arrow and you're basically not on it, it doesn't use any ammo. So it just takes 2 ammo to fire the arrow, and then if you're not on it, it doesn't do anything. So what you're going to see them doing throughout the run is they're actually going to be like walking.
Сыграли тимана на локации превратило. Непонятно что, когда приходится быть и наверху, и внизу, и пытаться как бить по боссу и по мобам.
So that way they have like that little extra ammo that they'll need to fire another arrow, because you only need 1 arrow energy to fire an arrow, even though it costs 2 normally.
Yeah, so if you can save just 1 ammo just from walking
Тут
on
возможно
the
все. Сейчас в какой-нибудь
falling
марафон лайв
again by the super
казаки падают
it can allow you to skip an
2 раза в пропасть,
Yep. So,
теряет секунд 40,
Feral coming up to
и все.
Gravity Man fight. A little bit of an interesting strat that was discovered recently. Normally, this is a very pretty standard fight. Gravity Man always does the same thing, but we'll see if Feral's able to get the little fast strat here. So if he times his jump appropriately and gets this little second hit here, it's a little bit. It's a very hard trick to do, but if he was able to pull that off, would save basically a cycle there. So let's see if maybe the other runners may be able to pull it off. So we're gonna look at Team Darkman Becco here. Let's see if he can do it. A little bit off there, not quite. It was a little bit closer.
Team Darkman очень сильно повезло
Hot dot with our last chance.
с циклами. Они довольно быстро убивают босс.
We didn't quite get the release on it.
Yeah.
So, getting the standard fight,
Yeah,
which is
standard fight,
perfectly fine.
not a big
Иксы
deal.
тоже.
So we're now moving to Gyro Man. There's not really a whole lot going on in Gyro Man. It's all about little movement optimizations. Just making sure you use your arrow appropriately so you have the proper arrow ammo left. And also, past that, it's really just all about optimizations. So I think it's a pretty good time here to just kind of read off a donation or two.
Sure. Yep.
All right, we got a $10 donation from Conster. Conster here, I wish I could be there with all of you guys this year. Best of luck to the classic Mega Man crew. Obviously, Mega Man 6 is the best one. Commentators can decide where this goes. Oh! Babe, sorry, Conster.
So unfortunately, Becco placed his arrow a little bit too high, so Mega Man wasn't actually fully standing on it. So the super arrow wasn't really carrying Mega Man as much as dragging him. So he fell off of it and wasn't able to ride across the entire screen.
Yeah, same thing for Pot. Unfortunately, wasn't able to conserve all that ammo, so... Feral's having a little bit. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. All right, perfect. Very well done. So Feral there had to, like, of course, fall down the pit and with the little tiles to get the letter.
That cave,
Это было рядом.
A little scary there, but Feral coming through.
Nerves of steel. That was an incredible recovery.
All right, so getting to the last part of the Gyro Man stage. I think we have time for a very quick donation.
We have a $222 donation from Whoa Dr. Freeman that
Philip.
says, always loved me some Mega Man. Good luck to all the runners, and remember, Wily always wins. Any defeats on stream don't count.
All right, so we're now coming to Gyro Man boss on Team Cossack screen. So we're going to be using Gravity.
Вам пришла повесть.
Gravity is
Распишитесь, пожалуйста.
Basically, will flash the screen and he'll get hit. And you have to be very careful here, because if you use it too fast, it will use the ammo, but Gyro Man won't get hit. So that was well done. So as you can see, you have perfect ammo. So if you're just even,
Казаки уже убивают своего босса.
and then you have to switch to Buster and hope Gyro
so bad.
go up. You can lose like anywhere from a few seconds to like maybe 7-10 seconds. So
Yeah, definitely the tendency with these full screen attacks, and we'll see it in Mega Man 6 as well, is to disrespect the iframes of the bosses. And you fire one too early, and then the recovery is embarrassing.
So this is going to be the first significant route divergence. Obviously, this is the same Robot Master order throughout. However, you're going to see very different stages. So for Team Cossack, Feral is going to be doing the Crystal Man stage as normal, but I'm going to go ahead and kind of let that play out. Well, it's very important we focus on Becco's screen to see him do the most important trick of the beatless run, and that is the Crystal Skip. So you're going to see him place an arrow. First, he's going to deboost and take a lot of damage. He's going to get to low health. And then he's going to place an arrow at the proper position. And what he's going to do then is he's going to take a death. And you're going to see exactly why this all works out. So we'll give it a few seconds while he lets that play out. Meanwhile, Feral going very well through Crystal Man. Crystal Man is a very hard... It's fine, he's fine. Becco... Okay, perfect.
He got it. Nice.
So you see on Team Darkman, you see the top right. So you notice how that he's just dead, but the little red dropper there guy, he's moving, but his ball's not there. So what's actually happening is Becco is dead, but he's getting pushed. He keeps getting pushed So he's going further south, and he's going to actually end up at the door screen leading into the boss. So it's a very strange trick, but this happens to work. Saves about like 15, maybe 20 seconds if done optimally over the beat route. So you may be thinking now, wait, if that takes 15 to 20 seconds, why don't they all do it? Well, you see, when you do it this way, you may notice on Team Cossack's screen, Farrell was able to get the letter. Because Becco goes all the way to the end of the stage, he's not able to get the letter, so he cannot get beat anymore. And this is going to be significant for later. So you can see just like the time savings. So like Farrell was significantly ahead of Becco. Now
О,
Becco's
Даркмана догнали даже. И обогнали.
time, but we'll see if that time save holds up later.
And one other consequence. Well, first, I guess we can talk about Crystal.
Это не читы, это скипы.
Most of the bosses,
Всё разрешено.
some are completely deterministic, so they'll take the same actions every time.
Надеюсь, иксы также сделают.
Crystal will always start by firing 4 of the glass orbs that will bounce
Не,
around.
он пошел по обычной.
Dim boost off one of them,
Ну,
and then
а
use
мог бы
the
выиграть.
to absorb 2 of the other ones. And that just reduces some of the sprites on screen. We can see it here on Pot.dot screen here.
Yeah.
So now it's just one crystal ball bouncing around screen. There's not a tremendous amount of lag.
Yeah, so a very hard fight, Crystalman to optimize correctly. So Palata for Team Mr. X did a very good job there.
It's also worth noting that now the two teams who played
Сколько они сократили? Секунд?
now have their
До
M-Tank,
15
and,
все
whether
локации.
or not, he will have to pick that up at a later date. That M-Tank will be very useful later in castles for refilling things like Super Arrow and other weapons.
Sure, right now, whenever you defeat a Robot Master in this game, you get all of your ammo back for all of your weapons. You're able to freely use as much Super Arrow ammo as they want. But in the castle stages, it doesn't
Но если они еще раз
refill
так скипнут,
castles.
их уже ничего не
So the
догонит.
M-Tanks are gonna be pretty critical for,
А иксы
providing
сидят
the
там,
rest of the screens.
You have to be a little bit careful there.
пытаются хоть что-то сделать.
In that little bottom stage with little spike pushers there. If you are to accidentally just like be a little bit off on your shot
Идут
timings
до сих
there,
пор
you'll
по
end up
силовому
just, like,
страту.
getting that invulnerability period. The spike pusher won't die, and well, if you run into spikes, you know what happens.
Yeah, you might be watching this run and thinking, man, these guys aren't good mashers.
Yeah.
That's because enemies in this game have invincibility frames. They have 8 frames of invincibility frames. So mashing in this game actually doesn't help you almost at all. You need to time shots.
All right, so we're gonna see,
Major, yeah, go ahead, Dark.
yeah, so we're gonna see a little bit of a different usage of the bottom two screens. So you see, Team Cossack, we have Farrell using the crystal strat, while Team Darkman, we have Becca using the gravity strat. So they're actually
Максимальная
not
скорость даже
significantly different in terms of time savings, but
с
they're very
транспортеров
different in
пытаются
ways.
получить
So it all comes
с
down
помощью
to, like, a
прыжка.
matter of preference. The crystal strat
Всё равно
is
не
the
хватает.
faster strat, but it's very minimal.
Yeah.
So, and it also the unfortunate consequence is you have much less ammo than Becco does for Team Darkman. So, Napalm is a very scripted fight in that if
У кого
you're
лучше
far
циклы?
enough away from Napalm, he'll keep firing those missiles, which is great because you don't want him to fire the Napalms because it's more laggy. So, you basically have to time your shots appropriately while staying far enough away from
Так,
Napalm.
команда без
So,
проблем
Becco
убивает
did a
своего
very good
босса.
job, and also, yeah, Farrell doing very good for Team
Nice
Cossack. Had
ammo.
perfect ammo.
Calculated.
Yeah, so
Yep.
like I said, that strat is when you do the crystal strat, it's a little bit more risky, and we'll see how Team Mr. X Pod.dot's going to do here. So he's going to be a little bit low on ammo as well. He has enough ammo. He has a little bit to spare, but if something even goes a little bit off, we'll see if he's able to kind of improvise here.
I think Napalm fight is one of the most interesting fights in this game. It's really interesting to watch different players fight him too, because each player has their own style, their own way of
Справа
dodging
Дар...
these missiles.
Слева
Not
Даркмана,
dodging the
посередине...
missiles.
Pot.dot has to be a little
Please,
careful.
Нет.
Oh,
Справа...
no.
Слева
This is
Мистер
really
Икс,
bad now.
справа...
He does not have
посередине
enough ammo
Даркмана
for
и
Napalm.
слева казаки.
The
Справа
thing
казаки,
is,
всё.
because of the way
Сложно.
that napalm bombs work when you're close to him, it's very easy to dodge. So he will most likely be doing that strat. It will be a little bit laggier, but it'll be very easy to kill him with the Buster in that way. So moving on, we're to Stoneman, Happy Stone as they call it.
Yeah.
Happy Stone. Stoneman is actually not, at face value, it's not a very difficult stage, but the difficulty that comes from
Мистер Икс до сих пор убивает босса. Как же им не весело.
Very tight movements and jumps to be able to execute in the stage, and while you may not die a lot in the stage,
Сейчас
you
будет
lose a lot of
шестая
time
часть.
just being slightly off in your
Они найдут там 3 скипоса на пол локации.
Stoneman stage is,
На пол
pretty long, and there's a lot of wide open space.
игры.
You have so much super arrow ammo, and you absolutely don't want to burn an M-Tank in this stage. You have all the castles ahead of you. So we're actually going to see them consume all of their
Нужно
arrows
просто
and
ждать и верить в них.
ammo, and then use rush jet for the rest of it.
И камбэк произойдет.
So we're gonna come out to Team Darkman screen on Becco. This is gonna be a little interesting strat here. So he's gonna be using the rush jet here, and if he times his jet appropriately, he's gonna be going through these little pellets here. Oh, okay, opting to do a little sacred strat there. I love it. So there we go. So he's able to get through that screen fine. And we're gonna go to the last screen where There may be different strats here. Let's see what they opt to do. So there's a few different strats you can do here. You can opt to use napalm, which it looks like Becco's going to do that. Is the harder of the two strats, but
Цифры переценена.
it is the one that saves more time.
He already killed the harder met, so I'm not worried now.
Yes, absolutely.
Very nice. Wow.
Yeah, that first met that you killed with the napalm.
Даркмены стали впереди.
So you have to do very
Они уже доходят до...
small jump. So you see right there on a Feral's screen, he was not able to do that jump and unfortunately just took the hit. But that's okay because it's still worth it to switch to napalm.
Yeah, I mean the Mets fire based on proximity, and the napalm launcher just like.
Это было довольно быстро.
So it's really hard to find that window where you hit the Met before he fires.
All right, so back over Team Darkman got the pretty average Snowman fight. Let's see what Feral gets. So you see that Snowman is doing like little jumps there. So he does a small jump that's great because like he won't, you'll be able to hit him. But if he does a big jump, he's gonna go up and then he's gonna go down and he's gonna like go into a stone phase and you can't do any damage. So
yeah, no happy stones really.
No happy stones, but there's one more. So
there is one more chance.
So Becco for Team Darkman coming into Charge Man, and you know what?
Осталось еще 3 босса из стандартных, 3 босса раш, еще минут 30, за 30 минут можно еще столько времени выиграть.
Filled with chicken. I can't tell you how many chickens are in there because there's just so many. Sure. And yeah, we like to dedicate these rooms because they're incredibly fun to do.
Yeah.
And hopefully the runners give us a good show for them.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Тут всех расшивает. Не надо тут.
Oh, I believe. Oh, didn't he have a special request?
Oh.
I think the runners did have a special request. Yeah.
And what is that special request, Shelby?
It was Josh Steiger.
Josh Steiger, that's right.
Josh Steiger, yeah.
Love him.
Yeah. Notorious run on Speed Demos Archive.
That's right. So yeah, coming into the chicken room that Becco's in right now is a very difficult room because as you can
Вот
see,
видите, там они отыгрывать начали. Они босса убили на 4 секунды быстрее. Они еще не выпали из борьбы.
Correctly, so that way you don't like hit it too fast and then you end up running into the chicken. And the chickens are very laggy if you don't kill them fast enough.
Yeah, and one advantage with Crystal is that it hits both low and high.
Go ahead and interrupt you for a second. We have some ammo here on Team Caustic, and Tata was able to.
Unfortunately, a little low.
He was a little low, so he got a special ammo drop there.
О, казаки начали переставать из-за того, что выпалят с транспортера, с палочки.
So now we're on Becco doing the Charge Man fight. This is a very difficult fight. They're trying to do a strat. So as you can see there, it has the 3 stones on screen, and you can't actually do anything about it. You can't use it again until it's off screen. So you can use the pause in order to get them off screen, or you can see Team Caustic Feral there.
Feral, yeah.
He's doing a strat in which he fires his power stones at the appropriate time and the appropriate spacing on screen. And what it does is because as a result,
Они сократили. Казаки выиграли секунды 4 из-за босса и его поведения.
So it's a very hard strat to do because it's very tight. And okay, so we on Pod screen for Team Mr. X, I believe.
Yes.
So Pod has the ammo now, so he has to fire very specific ammo here. He did it very nice. That is like, I believe you have 2 pixels there to fire the arrow, so he did it perfectly there. So now he's just going through the entire screen. It's great. I love it.
Fantastic. We don't get to see that often.
No.
Мистер Икс вообще идут без единой ошибки.
So now we are going to Wave Man, the final of the 8 Robot Masters.
Так у них сейчас мало здоровья, и можно отлететь быстро от босса. Но это ладно, они справятся.
Which is called the bubble skip. So what's going to be happening is there are going to be these little bubbles that are going up the screen. Normally you just have to ride them. They're really slow, and the small ones just break very easily. But what we're going to do is, if you place your arrows at the proper position,
У мистеров Иксов сейчас самое быстрое убийство паровозика было из всех участников. Так что шансы еще есть с их оптимизациями.
Yeah, that's fine. So let's see if Team Caustic, Feral is going to slide here appropriately, jump over. He skips the cutscene trigger, so now he's not on a boat anymore. He's just walking on water, because why not? And you can't actually see him, which is fine. Don't worry about it.
Немного автоскроллинговая локация.
If you hit the ground before hitting that transition, you actually will soft lock. You'll watch Mega Man kind of like run across and jump and run across and jump because he's trying to jump into the boat, but the boat's not there, and you just never gain control again. So we don't want to see that.
Alright, right, so we have a really, like, just we have a quick moment here to go for a donation while we're doing this auto scroll electronic.
We have a $50 donation from Soul Foxy that says had to donate during Mega Man
Казаки
5,
пришли на
which is
локацию вообще без
easily the
мотоцикла
best
своего.
Mega Man. We'll donate another
Сурки его
50 if I
убили.
can get the crowd to cheer in agreement. Wait, I heard booze in there.
All right, so let's look at Team Mr. X, and Hot Dot is going to be finishing the bubble skip. Very well done. So now he's going to be doing the slide here, and let's see if he can get it and skip the cutscene trigger. Very well.
All right.
I think he's got it. Wait a minute.
Все, можно ран не засчитывать. Казаки гличуют игру.
I
I don't know, man.
Они без мотоцикла его проходят.
Oh, he's fine.
Oh,
he's-
okay.
What a jokester.
Oh, Hot Dot. You silly goose. All right, so now if you look on Team Darkman on Becco's screen, he is going to be going into Wave Man. So charge kick is actually his weakness. Very interesting thing about a charge kick is you don't actually use it by pressing the B, which is the shot button. You actually use it by sliding. It's a very interesting weapon to use, as you kind of saw earlier. So you just basically have to time your kicks appropriately while making sure not to get hit by the waves, because your health can be a little bit of a concern there going into the Wave Man fight, but Becco handled it really well.
So yeah, so as we saw, obviously Team Darkman picking up a little bit of time.
Гличевать может.
Obviously being able to skip those letters makes
Это
a pretty large difference.
сложно, но
Obviously now, going in now to castles,
этим можно выиграть
the other guys
немного
do have
времени.
advantage of, as long as they don't miss this letter, I didn't.
Потому что у мотоцикла своя атака, а
He did? Okay, good.
у Мегамана в его
As long as they get
форме
their last
совсем другая, которая наносит больше урона.
They will have beat for the castles, and that will help them in a couple of the fights. So yeah, Pot Dot's got his letter.
Okay,
It's
good.
really nice.
So now we're going to the Darkman stages. No relation. So Darkman 1 is actually a very difficult stage.
Изменение плеч — это изменение поведения игры.
In the entire game, you can kind of see these tigers that we have to kill. They're very precise in terms of killing them with your buster here. So we're going through a lot of just kind of low hanging jumps that you have to do. Let's see if Becco here can get the old special here. Unfortunately, was trying to go onto that top platform with Rush Jet. If he did a proper slide and a jump, wasn't able to get it. But let's see if Feral Pigman on Team Costa can do it. So he's going to switch to Rush Jet here.
Ooh, beautiful.
Very excellent job. So was able to slide under that tiger and then hop on that top platform. That actually saves you probably a solid 1 to 1.5 seconds there, being on the top platform, not having to climb the ladder all the way up. So Becco and Team
Но иксы не выпадают с гонки. Они сократились в 15.
So let's see. Let's put our focus on Team Mr. X and Pot Dot. Let's see how well he does the first screen. So we have these Yoku block puzzles on Team Darkman's side. Just shed through them. It's nice. Don't
Yeah.
worry about them.
Yeah, this boss is also probably the trickiest of the Darkman.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Darkman
Yeah,
bosses
so-
actually.
So yeah, now we're coming up to the boss. So basically, we're going to be using wave. That is his weakness. And how we're going to be doing it is basically whenever you shoot a wave,
Даркмены уже дошли до босса локации.
you take damage, but it fires a bullet back at you. So you have to basically time your shots appropriately. And as you see here, Becco's intentionally taking damage, and what he's doing is actually a strat to get Darkman 1 to the wall. And when in Mega Man 5, when the boss dies against the wall, there's less lag because the whole animation dying is saves you a little bit of time there when it's at the wall as opposed to the center. Kelly, I know you saw something really cool.
Pot Dot is crushing these lag reduction strats in Darkman 1 here. Yeah, he got that nice little slide cancel 2-frame jump slide, and it was really sick. And I wanted to I was ready to ooh and ah on it, but I didn't want to interrupt. I didn't want to interrupt you. It was good.
So Becco in Dark 2, there's an M-Tank at the beginning of the stage. And again, he doesn't have the M-Tank because he skipped Crystal Man's stage. So we're going to see some really interesting
Так, я слышал, что
in
на Crystal Man'е кто-то собирается скипать.
Absolutely. For the most part, Darkman 2 is
Если
pretty similar.
это будет
You gotta be
кто-то
careful
из
here on this screen for,
Mr. X,
If
то,
you
возможно,
fall a little bit on
они
your
вернутся
sides
в
here,
гонку
if you get hit by accident,
и будут
you're
ранить
probably
вместе
gonna
со
fall in the pit,
всеми.
and that is a huge death. We're talking about 35 to 40 seconds time loss there, which is very significant in Mega Man 5.
Тихо.
So let's see if,
Не спойлери.
navigate this section very well.
Не спойлери.
No problem. Becco going through the room, no problem. So the room that Becco is on, if you were to actually die there, that is the
Я хотел поддержать интригу.
game. We're talking about over a minute time loss, because that is right before the checkpoint.
And this is going to be the first difference with our beat routes now for the boss fights. Both Feral and Hot Dot are going to be fighting this boss coming up with beat, whereas Becco does not have beat, so he's going to have to utilize his weapon sets. And Taking that hit is a little bit scary.
Yeah,
that Pocapelli was coming for him. He was right behind him.
A little bit of a tricky section here, so we're gonna go ahead and let
Так, мы уже дошли до босса.
fight the boss here. So
Так,
he's gonna use it,
41 секунда.
He'll use Buster.
Oh, he's gonna use
Buster,
Buster. Yeah, you're right. You're Buster. Let's instead focus on Team Cossack for Feral Pigman. So he's gonna be using Beast. This is the first instance of Beat you see. So Beat is a really cute bird, and it automatically homes in on the target that it's reaching.
That was an unreal fight. Really nice.
15 секунд
Very nice.
между казаками и Даркманами.
See the way Beat is kind of working here. It's hitting it and it's coming back to you and it's hitting it again. So you have to be a little bit careful with how you manage the Beat. So you have to be like basically away from the boss.
На каких же крыполях они проходят? Еще пару атак.
Or rather after that invulnerability period passes.
Right. Beat doesn't recognize enemy invincibility frames. He's going to attack as recklessly as he can.
And even if he attacks the boss and like doesn't hit it, it's still going to take up ammo, which is very key. Beat ammo usage is very key throughout the course of this run. But yeah,
doubly costly too, because when you use an M tank to refill the super arrow ammo, when you care about, you're also taking the penalty from having to wait for Beat.
So we are now in Darkman 3. So we're going to kind of see a little strat divergence here, as Chun-Li mentioned. Becca is going to be doing this first screen here. This is the Widowmaker, as they say.
Yeah, the Widowmaker.
Well,
Не важно, что стоит мистер Икса на минуту. Это ничего. Еще пару гличей, пару оптимизаций.
Becca here using Buster to traverse through this screen for the most part. That's no big deal. It's gonna hit there.
Тем более осталась шестая часть Мегафона. Они камбэкнут. Верьте.
And the reason why Becca couldn't use Super Arrow is because he's gonna be using Super Arrow right here.
Yeah, and he needs super arrow in the screen after this as well to do probably the coolest strat in the game.
Absolutely.
Looking good.
Yeah, so there he goes off early. That's totally calculated. Don't worry about it. It's totally calculated. So you see Feral there was able to go through the entirety of the screen with Arrow because now he's going to use his M-Tank.
У Даркманов не получилось полностью доехать до конца локации. Он задевает моба. Теряет 4 секунды.
And now he has one ammo left. This is key because he has to go through this section, which he places the arrow appropriately. So you have a 2-pixel window to place that arrow in the proper spot. As you see there, if you don't place it properly, you're going to end up sliding into that little spike guy there.
What a great stage. Yeah, that was incredible. The rebounded arrow jump is one of my favorite strats in this game.
And Feral was able to place the arrow properly as well. So now we're going to go into the little Dark 3 boss here, which...
Казаки снова получают урон, замедляется где-то на секунду, но это не важно. Им главное сейчас в цикл босса хорошо попасть.
Yeah, you're paralyzed for an eternity.
Yep, kind of sucks. So looks like Feral for Team Classic's able to navigate the boss. That's a little swag. I like it. I like it. I like it.
Showing it off.
Еще нужно болеть за мистера Иксу.
Yep. So now we're going to Dark 4 for Becco, and we're again going to see a little bit of divergence here. So this is a very short stage. You're just going to kill these little, I guess break the little stone crack things, and they're going to kind of rise the platform up. So if you do it appropriately, you can like kind of optimize your movement here. Not too bad for Becco. Pretty good. Yeah. And let's see how Feral does here.
We get a nice long cutscene with our brother.
Даркман доходит до финальных боссов локации уже. Ой-ой. Как же иксы зам... Ой, они еще и стан получили. Еще раз. Это... Только не руина. Не надо. Это было близко. Это было очень близко.
And Becco's getting really nice, a lot easier pattern to use with Buster because if you try to fire through those shields, you're just gonna tink. But Becco doing really nice. And Team Cossack for Feral, look how much easier it is. You don't have to worry about anything. You take a few hits because he just always goes after the boss, and you don't have to worry about the shields at all. So very well done.
Is awesome.
And with that, I believe this is a little long cutscene here. Well, you see it was wildly long, of course. So we have time for a donation or two.
I just want to actually refresh everyone that we're trying to still beat the incentive for Animorphs. It's 60,000. Right now we're at 52,800. We're really, 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 really close. Speaking of which, $50 from Musnick that says T's Keys. We have a $500 donation from Coley Flowers that says Fight McMahon for everlasting peace. We have a
не надо руинить.
$50 donation from Kari.
Совсем не надо руинить, вы близки.
Someone at work told me her husband was running Mega Man 5 in the race tonight, but I forgot to ask her what his Twitch handle is. So shout out to Mary. This donation is dedicated to each of you. Good luck to everyone in the race. We also have a $50 donation from Lena133 that says, obviously the best classic Mega Man is Animorphs for the Game Boy Color. Donate.
All right, so now we are in Wily 1. You saw Becco there pick up the E-Tank there, and of course the M-Tank. The M-Tank you
Приходят донаты на аниморфов.
very minor time loss, so there's no reason not to do it. Wily 1 is a very, very tricky stage. There's not only a lot of movement optimizations that can make the DX stage, also any death here is generally a very significant time loss. And there are multiple choke points in this stage, so I think it's personally the hardest stage given the circumstances of where you are in the run.
Даркман сейчас восстанавливает все оружие, которое у них есть.
So yeah, Becco there doing
Как
a
же
very
они
tight arrow.
не скипаются?
A little bit higher than what he was there. You're gonna end up sliding right into the spikes there.
Ни секунду отдают.
Becco, and of course Farrell was able to do it. Ooh, did he get the? Okay, he didn't quite get the best strat there, but still very well done by Farrell.
The pressure for Mega Man 5.
Их сам пришлось этот босс-файт с птичкой проходить, у них остался 1 хп.
Placed his arrow a little bit too low, so now he's to navigate through this section here. He should be fine at this point. He's just gonna play a little bit safe here. Let that spike roller go, and then he should be fine. All right, well done. Yeah, playing it safe, I love it. All right, can Becco get the chicken jump? Yes. Oh, very well done.
Вот chicken jump произошел.
Most important trick of the run. If you don't get it, you're just like, you bring great shape. All right, so Becco now coming into the boss, which is the Big Pets. Very nice name. So normally what you have to do is you have to actually go stand on top of the second platform, and that's when Big Pets opens his eyes, you can hit him.
Казаки
Instead, we're gonna slide into
на птичке проиграли секунд 5.
That allows you to fire your crystals at the appropriate interval, and Becco did that fight.
А Даркман заключивали босса, когда зашли ему за спину, просто не получив урона.
And if you do mess it up, you take a lot of damage from Big Pets, so you kind of have to improvise a little bit if you do happen to not do it perfectly. But Farrell, unfortunately, okay, so now we're at the point now where he has to improvise a little bit. So if he gets even one hit here, he could be in trouble, but very well done. Navigated that.
Повезло.
Very well done. All right, Papa Dot for Team Mr. X. Can he get the chicken jump? Very important. Oh,
the drop.
He got that drop.
Yeah,
drop a little bit. That's all right. He tried. I appreciate the effort.
All right, so once again, we have an underwater stage, and just like in Mega Man 4, you cannot.
Эксиды догоняют.
When you're underwater.
Они птицу хорошо прошли. Сейчас и боссы быстро убьют.
That jump that Becco just made is a very tricky jump. If you're just off a little bit on your slide, you're going to end up falling into that pit. So. For Pata and Team Mr. X, let's see if he can do the Big Pets fight perfectly. Well done. So, unfortunately, he was a little bit low on health, opted to fall down instead. So he lost a second or two.
Они его за 1 цикл убивают.
Becco taking damage intentionally by a bullet from the mech, so he can jump through these banana peels in this screen.
So Farrell for Team Cossack navigating through the water, underwater section, very nicely done. And now Becco is coming up to...
Вот этот Даркман проходит птичку. Не хотят рандом. Никакого рандома. Просто и стабильно. Вызвали собачку, пролетели.
Only if he opens his door can you fire a gyro and hit him. So he got the very nice start to that fight. Tinked a little bit, which is fine. Still a very nice fight. Well done. So
Barrel with a clean jet over the chicken as well.
So now a lot's going to be going on Wily 3, so I'm going to do my best to explain as much as possible. So we're going to have a cool trick called the refight skip. So normally, of course, as you know, in Mega Man, or all
Смотрим за циклами у казаков, потому что босс очень влияет на циклы.
First, what we're going to do is we're going to kill Napalm Man, which is the center right one.
Тоже за 1.
Because we're actually going to be going through that wall on the right. So we're going to be killing Napalm Man, and then we're going to be switching to Super Arrow once we get out. So let's see how Becco does. Very nice. All right. Just the same as the first fought Napalm Man. Very nice. So now he's going to switch to Arrow. He's going to go on the ladder. Put the
Начинается босс-раш.
which he's got there. Now he's going to slide through. unfortunately wasn't able to. He has to do a
Они,
little tricky
Arrow
slide
looks
there.
cool.
All right, there we go. Very nice. He's able to get through that wall.
они загличевали.
The arrow kind of pushes him
Они
through the
зашли
wall.
к
Now we're
последнему
on the
боссу.
Wily machine. And this is actually a very tricky fight. So he's doing a little strat here to fire 2 stars at him. So stars is weakness. And as you can see, you can only fire a star
Неплохо.
at him when he opens
Это они
at the
сейчас
end and then
скипнули
fire.
минуты
So
2 точно.
what Becco is doing here is actually counting the number of cycles that the Wily machine goes through. So
А
like,
казаки
you go
будут
back and
делать?
forth, and that's a full cycle.
Конечно.
He can only do
С
3,
первого раза.
5, or 7 cycles. So basically, once he gets to the 5th cycle, you know he's going to do the 7th cycle. And as a result, you can time your 2 arrows appropriately, and then you can get to the top of the screen and hit him at the top, and then hit him at the bottom. So very nicely done by Becco.
Great fight. Farrell got a first try clip into the Wily press room as well.
So I believe he used 3 sets of
И мистер
arrows,
Иксы
if I'm
тоже
not mistaken.
дошли до бустраша.
I didn't quite see for Becco. I don't quite see. So arrow management might be a bit of an issue here. We'll see.
He used 3. It was
He
a
used-
triple
yeah.
double, wasn't it?
I think it was. So if that's the case, he is a little bit low on arrow ammo here because so for the next boss, which is the Wily Machine, arrow is in fact the weakness of the boss, and if done appropriately, you have perfect amount of ammo. So because Becco took 2 tries to get that refight skip and not 1, he may be short 1, which is not the end of the world, but it is a little bit of a time loss. And let's see how much ammo he has.
Yeah, he looks like
Да уже тут все начали это гличевать.
Which is fine. So now Becco's gonna kill and now we're gonna see the path divergence of what beatless versus beat. So Becco does not have beat, and he's going to be having to kill Wily Capsule here without beat. So you're going to kind of see a lot of randomness. So let's see.
А у иксов еще и циклы плохие.
You can't do anything with Buster. Meanwhile, Farrell's going to have beat, and beat's going to automatically track to the top and just kill him that way.
Просто босс не дает по себе бить.
Is doing this is faster. In theory, because if you get all the bottom spawns, you'll save like a good solid 10 to 15 seconds over the way that Farrell's going to be doing this strat.
Как же
But
их
unfortunately,
босс
Becca's at the
мучит.
mercy of RNG. So, yeah,
Он просто
very
получает
nice
тычку и
battle.
взлетает.
6 hits in there. So let's see how he's doing. So unfortunately not doing it. So it's going to be very tight between Team Caustic and Team Darkman.
Огромное количество времени проиграли на нем.
Farrell is going to always get those hits in as long as he times his beat hits appropriately. So it may very well, they may very well like end at the same exact time. Who knows? So yeah, right now Becco's ahead, but like watch out for Team Caustic. Farrell might just sneak in there. So
There's some rough spawns.
unfortunately Farrell missed a hit on beat, so he is low on ammo. He has to switch to gyro at the end to get those last 2 hits, or maybe a buster. Becco, unfortunately, getting very unlucky patterns. He's losing a lot of time right now. So he's able to get I believe he's able to get a buster hit right here. Yep. So he'll get a 6 hit there. That's great. So they're both really close. Like this is tense.
Yeah, I believe for the
All right. So
Okay.
1 down. So
Yep.
now Becco can switch to gyro. He's gonna switch to gyro, I believe here. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
So and now, yep, very nice for Becco. And now Farrell is down to 1 more hit. And then he's going to be done. So yeah, so Farrell was able to make up a bit of time here just based on the fact that Becco didn't quite get the great RNG.
And that's
now,
the gamble.
Yep. And
yeah,
now,
and I believe you have to be
that's right.
3 bad cycles on Wily or fewer
Yes.
for
Yes.
beatless to be faster, and he got 6 or 7.
So now Pot unfortunately didn't get quite the pattern he was looking for. Did not lose any ammo, which is fine. So opting to go with the little buster strat here. I love it. You know, going a little hybrid strats here. So he decided, like, you know what? I'm a little bit behind on time right now. So he's taking the risk.
Иксы, давайте.
He's on gravity. He's getting these lucky patterns.
Wow.
And this is in fact
Чуть-чуть.
saving him time over if he was to use beat, even though he has beat. So this is really incredible. Unfortunately, now he does not get quite the pattern that he needs. So he's gonna opt to. He's
И не
sticking to
попадают.
his guns. I love
Yeah,
it.
well, he had to menu anyways, so menuing to gravity hold will still kill Wily a little bit quicker than using beat. Nice.
I actually did not know what Peapod did. You could do that, so that was really cool.
Yeah, I didn't know that either until like an hour ago in the press. He's got the
All right,
track.
so now, yeah, he's got the tracker on beat. Beat's gonna
Yep.
automatically go to the next Wily Capsule hit, and there you go. That's
Nice.
GG for Team Mr. X for Mega
И
Man
последняя
5.
команда
Now
заканчивается.
everybody's on Mega Man 6.
Yeah, game. So Mega Man 6 is quite a bit different than the other 2. The main difference is that the slides can't just be cleanly jumped out of. You have to do 1 of 2 different slide cancels. So if you're neutral on the D-pad, you're not holding down, and you press A, you press the jump button, Mega Man will stop. So you can slide cancel by like double tapping A, or you can slide cancel by turning around. So Mega Man 6 is a really demanding game, and also has some pretty bizarre physics here and there too that we'll see. But everybody is going to be starting with Windman. There are, Windman is really the route. There are technically 2 others that some people have done here and there. but Wind is the one that you want to start with. Yeah, it's just a stage that doesn't really penalize you too much from using Buster.
Yeah.
And the boss is always within reach.
Пока Мистер Икс запускает свою игру, Даркман уже доходит до босса.
I saw that ladder jump.
Oh, nice.
Hot. Yeah, Wind is, like I said, it's a fairly easy boss fight, so it's nice to do early. And the stage really doesn't gain many advantages having weapons. And
Еще и бустануться нормально не получилось.
we want to go to get Flame fairly early in the route because Flame is a very good weapon.
Иксы вроде догоняют, но при этом руинят
Having Flame Man's weakness
в простейших
is very
моментах.
helpful also.
So it should be noted that while Team Darkman is currently in the lead, Ohorn does have, for Team Caustic, does have a little bit of a better PB than Resistant Frame does. So we'll see if maybe that plays into the outcome of the race. Even with no deaths, it's very possible Ohorn just might have a faster time than the Resistant Frame over the course of the this run. So we'll be curious to see what happens here.
And it is interesting too, like, this is fairly new ground for RF playing on console, so he has been adjusting fairly
Но хоть иксы не используют
so it'll be
сейф-страты, они постоянно оптимизируют свой ран.
Absolutely.
So in some of these Windman fights, you might have noticed that they're sliding back and forth like maniacs. Mega Man 6 is very strange in that every time you change direction while attempting to charge the Buster, it charges 1 frame quicker, I think.
Yep.
So it is technically faster to slide back and forth, constantly cancel while using Mega Buster.
Yeah.
Alright, so Playman stage is arguably the best speed stage in Classic Mega. We're gonna get the roll and jump? Alright. So the main gimmick here is that there's this oil, and you need these little, you need roll-ins. You hit them, they turn into these balloons that you can ride across. And there are these fire dispensers that are gonna try and ignite the oil.
Окей, казаки своего босса... Мистер Икса довольно быстро своего босса убивают.
Yeah, and it's worth noting if the oil does light on
Секунд
fire,
4
it stays
выиграть.
lit that entire time you're in the stage. So,
And others stay lit too.
Yeah.
Some of the oil pits are tied together. So in this final screen that we're seeing Resistant Frame play now, some of these pits, instead of just being oil, would be on fire.
yeah. Nice little spineless
Really
strat
nice.
there by RF. Ooh, he
Oh,
does get
fine.
sniped, but thankfully, actually nice that the oil got lit there because he was able to stand on top of the fire and get that height for the jump.
I love it. Resistant Frame just sliding through the fire. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. So really the only RNG we're really worried about in this fight is we don't want to see Flame Man jump. If he can stay stationed on the ground and do fire pillars and fire shots, that's
Казаки
what we're
догнали.
seeing here, so.
Разница секунды 2 сейчас. Все зависит от босса.
So bosses in Mega Man 6 can't take the same action more than twice,
О.
which is a really interesting thing. Unless you're Nightman,
Получил по
Nightman
лицу.
does whatever Nightman feels like doing. So if Flame Man uses the ground fire, and you see him use it twice, you know that he's either going to use the fireballs or
Секунду
he's
выиграл.
going to jump at you. So the fights are actually really interesting in this game.
Yeah. Yeah, they both got great flame patterns, actually. That's actually pretty rare. Usually you see him jump a lot more in the stage fight and a little bit less in refights, but those were great patterns.
Yeah, no complaints here. All right, so now now we're going into Blizzard Man stage. There's a lot going on in this stage. Do you do you want to talk about this, Chelny?
This is a really, actually cool speed stage in a way. So, like PJ mentioned earlier about how you can cancel slides, on ice specifically in this game, you want to cancel slides with A. If you cancel a slide by turning around, you'll actually kind of rubber band the wrong direction. But canceling with A maintains your forward momentum. So anytime they're canceling slides on ice,
Казаки,
you want to use the A button. for that.
и казаки, и Даркманы
Um,
просто в каждом моменте пытаются дэмэдж буститься, чтобы не терять время.
Actually, you saw an accidental turn cancel there from RF, and you saw that really tiny.
Значит, там у иксов, а иксы по лицу начинают получать, избивая свои циклы. Ладно. Не справились?
Unfortunately, RF did get hit, so he's not going to get all the way across the sub in one go. We'll see. Yeah, he's going to have to slow down as well, unfortunately, there for Ohan. So, but still, getting out of that room without touching a spike is good.
Yeah, you see they've used the Flame Blast for nearly this entire stage. Even though it's the weakness for Blizzard Man, it's still fine. The Flame Blast does a ton of damage. It does 4
Минимальное
damage to everything
отставание
in the
между
game,
ними.
every non-boss in the game. And for reference, again, the charged Mega Buster does only 3, and you can rapid fire the Flame Blast. So it's just incredible.
Yeah, it's very, very strong. And both these guys are 3 Blizzard, which is great. We don't want to see rolls, unfortunately. We get an opening one there for RF. And
Ну,
Ohan, so...
Даркмана с казаками скип не делали.
With the ammo, he has that
И
perfect
сейчас
ammo.
иксы его сделают.
Playing a little safe is great.
Nice.
Wow, Ohan getting a really garbage pattern from Blizzard here, getting a lot of rolls.
And he's also
that 4?
fairly low.
That's,
Wow,
it was
this
a lot.
is incredible. I've never seen something like that.
That was
before.
Massive CC.
that may have been max rolls, actually. That was unfortunate for him. So each roll loses maybe about a second and a half. So actually, RF getting a little bit of
Unfortunately, Team Mr. X.
Я же говорил, мистер Икс его делать будут.
Yeah, that's like
Они
5
пытаются.
seconds, maybe.
Yeah,
Like,
thankfully, it's the checkpoint room.
Yeah, the deaths in this game are notoriously quick.
ладно.
Especially if you die in a checkpoint screen. It's
Попробовал, не получилось.
absolutely nothing.
Yes.
Not a big deal at all.
it's like making a movement mistake.
Yeah.
We'll see. Terex does go for margarine and doesn't get it, thankfully.
I do want us to
Doesn't
focus.
quite get butter.
I do want us to focus a little bit on Terex's screen because I wonder if he's going to do a certain interesting trick, maybe.
I sure hope not.
I also sure hope not.
We'll see. I mean,
So Mega Man 6 has some really weird behavior with ledges, and there's always weird behavior with subpixels, so the two combined make just a complete mess of things. So you can actually slide underneath this pair of bombs at the end. Okay, he doesn't go for it.
He doesn't opt to go for it.
Yeah, that's the smart thing. You would see his 2 teammates unplug his controller and trigger him on stage.
Yeah.
So yeah, that skip could eventually save like 4 or 5 seconds, but if you die, you lose like 40. So.
So we're coming up to arguably, I think, the second hardest
Прибиваем быстро макаку.
of the entire game.
Идем в леса.
These guys are all going to be, I think, as far as I'm aware, going for the hard platform jumps as soon as they get past the second gorilla. What that means is they're going to be jumping off of a platform that's not technically supposed to be able to be stood on, and they have a few frames to be able to jump off of it without the game actually kicking you off. So if they continue to jump off of them, they can actually progress without needing to open them. And that's important because you can't open them with flames.
Если вы не заметили, там мистер Икс своего босса убили.
Beautiful, gets all 3 of them. So he's not out of the woods yet. These springs are a little bit tricky. We'll see. Okay, Ohan is opening the platform, so
I'll play a little bit safe here.
a little bit safer. And RF gets through. That's all you could really ask
that's
for.
incredible. Yeah.
That's a very scary room, and he does a very nice job. Ohan, very scarily actually comes close.
Wow.
He comes very close to edge clipping off of that spring. And that's very, very, yeah, that was very scary.
So now going back to Team Darkman, we're going to have Plant, and there's going to be a little bit of manipulation here to make sure you get the maximum amount of
Yeah, we
XP.
want to try to stand. Oh, he doesn't quite get it. We want to try to stand in the middle of Plant's hitbox to make him run around, because the game will make him run.
But
just
yeah,
like there, Ohan got
Team
it.
Cossack,
Yep.
Ohan did a very good job getting those maximum amount of hits there.
Yeah, he gets, unfortunately, he only gets the 5, but I mean, that's still a really
that's
fast
still fine.
kill.
A 2
And
cycle, yeah.
you see how much time he makes up
Yeah.
on RF just by making Plant sort of walk around and do nothing. So, really nice
But the real question is streamer one. It's a great question.
for somebody.
Yeah.
Terex also coming up on that really difficult screen. It's worth noting that for both RF and Ohan now, they're coming into 2 of the more, I would argue, easier stages of the 8 robots. So they are in a little bit of a reprieve here. They can kind of relax
Либо
now
там-
they're out of Plant, especially without dying. And whereas Terex here,
Иксы начали руинить и начали и падать.
well for him as
И
well.
мне показалось, что они второй раз моба убивали.
Ammo, actually. He doesn't have enough to finish this screen, so he's going to have to switch to Buster, but he does get his
Nice.
platform jumps very nice.
Отличные прыжки.
His positioning on that jump looks good.
Yeah,
I think,
it
yeah,
looks
he's in
good,
there.
it looks good.
Ой,
He will take the hit.
это было
Knockback
близко,
is-
очень
is a
близко.
little- you might think that was scary, but knockbacks, thankfully, in 6 are a lot shorter. So he was actually fairly safe there. And
Yep. Well done.
yeah, did a very good job considering the ammo that he had. So really
Yeah,
nice.
his options were to try and kill that turret with the Blizzard attack, which would cost a million years,
Yeah.
or to switch to Buster and take an extra menu.
And
he also
gets
got
the
manipulation.
walk.
He got
Really
the
nice.
grab walk.
And gets
Instant
hit.
hit.
Nice, there it is.
Found
there
it.
is.
We found it.
И они довольно быстро
He's
босса
gone.
убили.
A veteran.
Хотя стоит
A
много.
veteran Mega Man 6 runner there.
While we have a quick second, maybe we have time to maybe get an update on how the Animorphs incentive is doing.
So right now we are at 57,625. We are so close, guys. We want Keys to suffer. Come on.
I agree.
I knew you would.
Сколько бы боссов не прошли сейчас,
Also, I have a
Даркмана ни секунды не отдали
$1,303
казакам.
from a Droid 4,
Как держалась?
who said, I had
5
to
секунд
donate during one of
между
my
ними, так и
favorite
до сих
game
пор.
series ever. Here's $1 for every day I've been cancer-free. This event is so inspiring. It's amazing seeing so many coming together for such a great cause. Thank you so much to you all, and keep it going. You are all awesome.
All right, so kind of like the gyro fight, we have exact ammo on Tomahawk, so we don't want to miss any shots, and really nice fight there by RF.
Yeah. So one thing you might be noticing after some of these boss fights, Mega Man 6 is super bizarre with its lag. So the first thing that they want to do after they kill the boss is slide, because the dust animation from the slide will actually despawn one of the death animation bubbles. So just sliding reduces lag, and then they want to try and kill the bosses on the right side of the screen, or rather, while Mega Man is on the right side of the screen, because Mega Man just being on the right side of the screen and jumping against the wall reduces lag.
Еще осталось 4 босса.
And if you're not there, then they want to try and take the next best option, which is just like tiptoeing forward. For some
Иксы
reason,
не
these
проиграют.
reduce lag.
Yeah, and yeah, because it's on a timed
В них нужно
boss
верить.
kill now in 5 and 6, unlike 4 with the sprites. That weapon get will start. So the more lag you can reduce, the better, and that's why killing him, yeah, at the corners is much better in these games.
Should be noted, we have about a 5-second difference currently between Team Dark and Team Caustic, which is
Yeah, that's
incredible.
insanely
This
close.
is incredible.
Really good.
An hour and a half into the run, so we'll see how it keeps going.
Yo, RF
Wow.
being very generous and leaving Baron's Dragonfly alive. I know these other guys are kind of
Мы же знаем, как
kill him, so
как у фронтом на марафонах.
nice guy.
Worth it.
Saving
Все может пойти не по плану.
Love it.
So Yamato stage, one of the things that they introduced in Mega Man 6 is the clone robots, or true and fake robot masters. I don't know what the real name is, but it doesn't really matter. For each of the fighter robots, so that's Knight, Tomahawk, Yamato, and the other one, Centaur, they have 2 boss doors. You can fight the true or the fake robot master, and if you fight the true one, then you get a piece of gear. They don't really care about beat, because beat is terrible in this. Capcom learned their lesson from 5. But in this case, it's faster to take the true
Доходим до босса уже.
You have to play like 4 screens fewer in Yamato Man stage.
Yeah, it's the only one that we're actually going to go grab.
Казаки сократились около 2 секунд.
So Yamato Man benefits the most, I would say, out of the 2 consecutive attack rule, just because he doesn't have a neutral jump. He can only stand in place and fire the spear or do jump plus attack. So you know that if he fires 2 spears, his next action is guaranteed.
Убейте босса за такое же время.
Silver Tomahawk
Ни
just
секунда
happens to
больше, ни
have an
секунда
uppercut, so
меньше.
you can kind of predict him and lead him into it.
Yeah, the weapons in 6 are really nice. There's a good versatility to them in how they move and where you can hit things on the screen. It's really nice.
Yeah, and they're strong, and you get a lot of ammo for most of them.
Yes, this should be noted, even though there's absolutely no deaths, fine play by both players, just because maybe Owen has a slightly better movement. He was able to gain 2 seconds over the course of that stage, so now just a 3-second lead between the 2.
Yeah, it's very close.
We'll see what Nightman has to say about that.
Oh, yeah.
Да, это фора. Но до конца рана осталось минут 20-25. И сейчас будет пару скипов, которых никто не знает. Придуманные вообще заранее до рана. Это все интрига. И будут выигрывать иксы. Вот там Даркмана уже руинить начали. Об шипы биться головой.
Because the game sort of like treats it like it's a ceiling and gives Mega Man just an extended slide. So now, a nice sizable lead now. Ohan can breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief and show off some of these fancy jet strats.
It is an appreciable lead, but again, the deaths in this game are so fast, and this was
Второй раз.
Another one, unfortunately.
Все. Кто там говорил, что Даркмана впереди? Ничего не было такого.
It is a really tricky timing.
Шипы оказались сильнее.
And that sort of buffers the ceiling a little bit, but it's still really, really tricky.
Very tricky timing. You have to realize that, you know, these
А
folks
тихонько
are all
догоняют
players
их.
here. They're playing, they're not at home, right? They're not like
Давай, третий раз.
comfortable setups. So just being even
Эх.
slightly off on, you know, on the timings there can just trip you up on that.
Yeah, it's good adjustment, just taking the damage.
Yeah, taking the damage. Yeah, definitely.
And again, resisting frame. I don't know if he's ever played on console before he came here. He's definitely an emulator player at home.
Yep.
So that's a really big adjustment to make. That timing difference is enormous.
Going into the bouncy castle room is a little bit tricky. Beautiful room though. Does a really nice job.
And I just want to say, guys, that we had a $2,000 donation from Todd with a smiley face, which means Animorphs is good to go.
Иксы, пожалуйста, не надо.
RF had a
Ой,
really terrifying
это
drop.
было близко, но они справились.
Thankfully, he reacted very well to
Просто безруинно и догнали аккуратно.
to stop his slide before hitting the spikes.
So Mega Man 6 has issues with trying to land on the close edges of platforms, and that is made even worse when you have high velocity, like in the bouncy castle room. So it's really tough to actually land on those platforms while they're accelerating you downwards. Even if it looks like you're landing like half a tile in it, Mega Man 6 has a tendency to just push you straight off.
Скоро конец.
Yeah, fall speed is really interesting.
Сейчас их все догоняют.
In most games, you'll see runners try to do
Да,
these cool
ну что-то слабый в шестой части.
perfectly to gain a little more
Два раза заруинили, один раз сдох.
You actually gain speed faster by sliding off of edges because of that. It's so bizarre. You just hit max velocity when you slide off of an edge.
Yeah, Mega Man is really heavy.
Yeah.
Interesting weapon that is Nightmare. It's a little bit quirky in how you.
Эй, даже босса не получилось заруинить. Ну,
Pressure is,
а был близок.
pressure is incredible, really.
Yeah.
It pierces, if it kills its target, it pierces. It does 3 damage, so it's, again, the power of a fully charged Mega Buster. And you get 28 uses of it, and 2 can be on screen at once. So the weapon is incredible. It's extremely efficient.
Сейчас быстренько
Center Man stage has a lot going
иксы
on.
добивают
You
босса.
watch the first screen here.
Даркмана снова руинит.
Feet. He's coming up to the
И
miracle
все.
jump. Okay, yeah, just playing it safe is fine. So the water physics in this have some quirks. Everything's fine.
This is fine.
For some
Они
reason,
не
they're trying to
отстают.
take that two-tile jump, the miracle jump, a little bit too tight. The
Они
game gives
аккуратно
you
догоняют.
tight
Тем более,
jump,
как
no matter
Даркман руинят,
for how long
их
you press the
сейчас
button.
довольно просто догнать.
Still get a three-quarter height screen jump.
Ladder jump, second drive.
Nice.
Сейчас пару раз об шипы убьются, и нормально будет.
Okay, Centaur Man is a pretty straightforward boss. He can either walk towards you or teleport. Teleport is what you don't want to see. The weapon that you get from him is a Centaur Flash, which you will probably never see in the actual fight itself. If either Centaur Man or Mega Man are in invincibility frames, he's unable to use it.
Казаки уже дошли до босса.
Mr. X, Terex was able to get the miracle jump that we lived in the first screen. That was really
Между иксами и Даркманами секунд 15 где-то,
Not too bad.
а было
Yeah,
около
if you kill Centaur
минуты.
Man when he fires the spread shot, those bullets don't disappear when the boss dies, and the game can't draw all of those death animation bubbles. So he actually despawned a good amount of those and put some lag.
Just 8 stages left.
That's right.
Yep.
Go.
It's been a fantastic relay, but we are not done yet. Just because Team Caustic has a pretty significant lead does not mean this is over. There are some very, very rough stages in the final 8, and there are some big time losses here.
Yes.
Yeah, the castle stages in Mega Man 6 have some exceptionally cruel bosses.
Yeah, ammo management is also incredibly important because there's actually a lot of Silver Tomahawk usage at the end of the run. So when they do get to X2, they're
Дошли.
gonna have to be very
Казаки уже дошли до финальной серии локаций.
at that boss, and we're gonna have to watch our ammo consumption when we get there.
Это дэмэдж буст они сейчас
There
показали.
are two different ways to get
Хоть
through,
как-то, ну,
the
ускорить.
next one. You can either take Jet and just fly above this whole section, or you can take a shortcut through the center of this tower and punch the glass with the POW suit.
Nice quick jet there by Owen.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, the Jet in this game is really difficult to use optimally.
30 frames.
Nice, perfect.
Very nice.
So the POW suit and the Jet suit in this game cannot slide. There is no rush coil or rush jet. You get rush POW suit and rush jet suit. 2 dog suits. So yeah, you want to use those like basically only when you have to, and then unequip and switch to something else you can slide again because it's really slow to walk.
So this is a really cool boss fight because he doesn't actually have iframes.
Вот тут Даркмана начали руинить. Хоть и дэмэдж бустятся, но получают по лицу и замедляются.
And on the wall here, and in the corner, really nice. Getting the kill right in the corner, that's really nice.
Yeah, and one quirk too is that if a boss gets hit by 2 damage sources on the same frame, he doesn't take any damage. So it's important when you lay those on the floor that Mega Man is moving somehow, so that the fire pillars don't overlap in the same pixel.
All right, RF taking it the traditional way on that fast window, unfortunately. Does lose a little bit of time, but makes
The
that
recommended
a lot
way
more
helps.
consistent. Yeah, for sure. So don't have to worry about doing that really tiny hop onto that.
Ну, я говорю, Даркманы начали проигрывать. Причем довольно много. И часто ошибаются. Просто на каждом мобе получает по лицу.
Yeah, very important to monitor their tomahawk usage. Tomahawk is very important throughout the course of the remaining stages. So, you know, just being off by a few little shots could potentially kind of like trip them up here.
Yeah, and again, there are
А у
no
нас тут происходит битва.
Fortunately, they are pretty generous with, well, now they're extra
Alright,
generous.
why not?
With full weapon ammo drops, or large weapon ammo drops, rather.
Oh, I was gonna say, with that extra ammo, he probably could have killed all of those if he really wanted to, but
That's fine.
he's got lots of ammo.
With this amount of ammo, he could skip the low large ammo in Wily 3. He could take top path.
Сейчас и казаки чуть-чуть на руине.
So this is power pistol.
Должно быть.
He
Иначе
walked up and
все
down
пошло не
this
по
hole,
сюжету.
and it's completely random. And this.
Oh!
Вот.
Oh, this is more like. Okay.
Пол хп
The hottest fight.
потеряли,
Yeah,
ладно.
Look at all that ammo he's got
That's
left
so
over.
much.
That's great.
What is that? 16 ammo?
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah, power piston is. That's fine.
That's fine.
Thankfully, he can
Those
get
don't
out
have
of there.
spikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, these caution tape colored tiles are fake floors. So that one's okay to fall in. That's where they introduce that they're fake. These ones are not okay to fall in.
Вот на экран снизу можно сейчас вообще пока не смотреть. Просто забудьте о нем.
Yeah.
Там неинтересно. Там просто идет стабильный ран.
Yeah, we're gonna get to see a lot of like.
Самое интересное сейчас происходит наверху.
We'll see a lot of kind of them trying to hover vertically by like sort of quickly mashing A a little bit to prevent them from going too high and into the spikes.
And then they briefly unequip Rush Jet here just because, again, you can't slide with it. And it's worth, even though you have to use Rush Jet later in the stage, it's worth switching back to Buster just for these few, like 2 or 3 screens of sliding.
Oh my god, that leftmost rock is giving RF a ton of trouble. Finally, it's leaving him alone, and he finally gets.
Даркман, получается, как всегда, стабильно получает урон от боссов.
He has 5 ammo?
И у них не отнять.
I think that's the minimum that you can get away with. Alright, this last section always scares me in X3 because there's a Roland at the very end and you can't charge Buster with Rush Jet, so you can't kill this guy. And it's possible for him to anti-air you right into the pit, and that's a very costly death. But made it
Punch,
through.
punch, 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 punch.
Между каждым экраном тут разница секунд 30-40.
He's moving all over the place, but Terex is landing.
Но при этом иксы не получают урона. На карку.
Finally settling down a little bit there.
That was sick.
Really nice
Very
fight.
nice
Really
Yeah,
nice fight.
only 2 missed shots is outstanding.
And Ohan gets a pretty nice pattern from Matongar Z as well, so really nice.
Heading into Cossack, excuse me, Mr. X4. This is
This
the most
easily
if
the
not
hardest
the
stage.
difficult.
Yeah.
This is the hardest stage in the game, yes, by far. There is, you want to go fast in this stage.
Иксы идут уже на последнюю локацию.
Do a lot of
О,
sliding,
они иксы, а казаки.
and there's just no way around it.
And honestly, any death here is pretty significant.
Yeah, and depending on where you die, you can end up in an ammo crunch.
Просто стабильно
Okay.
идут к
You
концу
do use
игры.
Night Crush for this entire stage now. The Night Crush just being able to, again, kill basically everything in one hit and fire it at certain angles. Makes it really effective at clearing the hazards out of the way.
RF is through.
Okay, so these little birds that pop out of these pipes, they're the main reason that slide canceling is so important. Because if you delay, then you're going to get different timings on the birds, different than what you're familiar with. So it's important that you move at a pace that you're comfortable and familiar with, so you know where the birds are going to spawn.
Yeah, Ohan coming now into the trickier half now of X4. These Coltons here, you have to be a little bit careful because they do fire pretty quickly as soon as they spawn on screen they shoot, so you do have to make sure your jumps are a little bit tighter. And then this
Иксам нужен сейчас какой-то скип большой. Но их нету пока. И не будет в ближайшее время.
Nice little slide there. And takes it a little bit safer too. Beautiful.
Very nice.
Really nice.
Well done.
Hold on.
I believe Ohan uses Flame
Yep.
on this boss.
Yeah, we're going to be using Flame here, and that's going to help us kill it a little bit faster because we don't have to charge up our POW shots.
Yeah, the POW fight is one of the most fun things in this game, but Flame definitely has an advantage.
Is a
You can do
little
it
off
properly.
cycle with him now, but that's okay. That's all right.
Сейчас у казаков есть шанс проиграть. Или хотя бы сдать время, заруинив босса с их количеством хп. Это где-то 2 удара.
It's okay. Again, that shorter knockback is very helpful, thankfully, from some of these other enemies that can hit you. Ooh, almost missed the ladder there. That was funny. I've done that a lot.
Yes.
1 pixel.
Ладно.
RF actually has
Руина не произошла.
just because of the way his night balls traveled, it could have, like PJ had mentioned about weapons hitting on the same frame, it could have actually hit on the same frame. So he was just making sure that the Colton actually died before jumping out over that pit.
Yeah, that was really good to recognize that in a job.
Yeah, for sure.
I have died from that so many times. All right, so Ohan is on Wiley 1 now. Nice.
Смотрим за боссом Даркманов. Насколько он зарандомил.
Again, you basically just equip Jet at the beginning and use it all the way up to this. This is another branching path. This path is only a few seconds faster, but...
So you see Team Darkman resisting frame opting to use the power punch here instead of...
Стабильно.
Looks like he did miss menu.
Становится.
He's gonna have to menu again over to Spear. As PJ was kind of alluding to with potentially this being the worst boss of the game, the Spear is really fast in this game. It fires really quickly, and unfortunately, Mechasaurus's hitbox is fairly small. So there are dead pixels in the room where you can shoot your Spear and it will just miss the hitbox, even though you hit it.
Насколько стабильно будут сейчас мистер Иксы?
We'll see what kind of strat he decides to go for. I think
Они почти одновременно с казаками пришли к боссам,
but if they
а
have
то
to
к другим,
fall
ну
back
ладно.
on it, the left wall can act as a perfect pixel for them. So we'll see if they have to utilize that later. Yep, he's going for doubles. Okay. A little bit of a combo strat there.
Okay.
Nice. Wow, really good.
Didn't miss any shots.
That's awesome.
As we see Mechasaurus kill,
Просто стабильно.
on camera feed, the team
Никто не
is
получает
really good.
урон.
They're like transforming. It was Wiley all.
I get it. I get it. Amazing.
Amazing.
Good showmanship.
Я не заметил, или сейчас иксы поменялись?
All right.
It was Wiley all along.
This is the shortest stage in the game. It's a very, very quick one, and the boss fight at the end is very trivial. So really, the biggest thing here is not running low on any specific ammo that you're going to need for refights in the next stage.
And I'm wondering if it wasn't a missed menu, because he did collect the Wiley 1 small ammo for Flame.
Okay.
So he might have intentionally, since he missed some shots on the X4 boss, he might have intentionally picked up some more Flame ammo. Maybe to use on the...
Даркманы идут.
Yeah, this is
Это
the
гидре.
serious room of this stage in particular. It's a little tricky just because of all the slide canceling, and that was a beautiful...
Из первых же ударов получает по лицу. 2 раза.
Checking on
3 раза.
Darkman on the Mechasaurus.
Какая же у них хорошая стабильность.
Yeah, getting a couple spears eaten there, as we can see.
Все, что нужно задоджить, и не поймали.
The auto spear doesn't always fire straight ahead. It alternates between firing at a downward
Come
angle.
on. There we go.
All right.
So he is a lot lower on spear, but he does have enough for the Nightman fight. It just means he might not be able to play as risky, which is kind of unfortunate because, like we know, Nightman likes to jump. And Tarek's actually, even despite any issues he had earlier on, he's actually very close catching up here a little bit with Team Darkman. So
A very close race between second and third.
So here we go, refilling.
Всё понял.
that
Иксы
tomahawk.
были вне
Like I
конкурса.
said, he's not going to need almost as much, but he's still going to grab it
Still
all
grabs
anyway.
both, that's fair.
Might as well.
Yeah, again, Silver Tomahawk...
Они даже стабильнее боссов убивают.
Phases of Wiley.
Команда
So you
Вайли.
have full or as close to full as you can possibly get.
Yeah. Especially since you still have to fight Yamato.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Tarek's managing to down Mechasaurus there. Has a fairly decent amount of Yamato ammo there, so
Yeah.
Nice.
do that.
All right, yeah, so into refights again. A little more RNG.
Вот там
in this
Даркман
game.
опять
Ooh.
падает.
Taking
The
that-
checkpoint's
Опять
right here, though.
друг-
Yeah, it is. It's a pretty short death and a
Yeah.
pit death, which
Right.
you'd mentioned earlier how fast those ones
Как
were.
они могут еще второе место держать?
Yeah, those brain breaks, almost nothing in the game one-shots them, so you always have to fire a second one, and it's so easy to just accidentally pop.
Yeah, and while the methods are being flown away by the tornado, they actually still have a hitbox. You
they
can
can
still
still hit
jump
you.
into them even though they're dead.
Wow, and nice.
The double
pattern.
fireball into
Wow,
his
what a
face.
sick flame
Wow.
pattern for Owen.
He got
Holy.
only one roll on Blizzard.
Казаки уже пошли на босс-раш.
Nice, nice, nice.
So the refights in this game has no soft weaknesses except I found out earlier, Plant Man. So you always want to use just the strict weakness on them. They're just going to be going clockwise around the room and using the weaknesses. So the main thing they want to do is just avoid taking damage because you have to collect the health afterwards to leave the screen, and you have to wait for your health to fill up if you do collect that.
Yeah. You'll notice something kind of interesting here. It's pretty minor, but at the end of this fight that Ohan's doing with Wind, he's actually going to pause and switch to Knight before he picks up the health. And that actually stops a really minor slow menu that for whatever reason happens right here if you don't do that. It's so strange.
It's incredible. It takes like 3 seconds longer to open up the menu.
Доктор Вилли доходит.
Yeah, Ohana is having great refights right now. He's getting another amazing.
Даже за последние 3 локации урон не получили.
It's just really good.
Есть Даркман, который от каждого босса получит по лицу, но при этом держит в стороне.
Getting a few rolls here for Resistant Frame Team Darkman.
Yeah.
2 rolls, I believe there.
Yeah, 2 is still very good. Again, since Ohan had such a great Megasaurus fight,
Все пошли уже
fire the
босс раш.
straight over Nightman's head and hopefully he jumps into him. Alright, let's see again if he gets the manipulation on plants.
Very nice.
Wow.
And 6. Beautiful. Perfect.
Got 2 rolls for Terex for Blizzard, not too bad.
And he has full Tomahawk ammo.
Остался последний босс у казаков.
Really nice. Wow.
That was
What a nice,
unbelievable refight.
amazing refights. Like, well executed and just good luck. Like,
Yeah.
Wow.
Can't ask for anything else there.
Nope.
So going into the final stage, there is one large weapon ammo refill. So he's going to equip Silver Tomahawk from the beginning, grab that, and then just use that for the stage. It's just a 2-screen stage, and then the boss fight.
Yep. So the boss is 3 phases, and time will be on the final hit of the 3rd phase.
Yeah. And he's got very short iframe, so you can get hits pretty fast compared to some of the other Mega Man games.
У Даркманов осталось 4 босса.
And a $1,000 donation from PM148.
У Вилли на одного больше.
Says from someone whose first Mega
Как же
Man
они его
game was Mega
Как
Man
же казаки быстро
Soccer.
убивают своего
What is
босса.
Mega Man 6? Is it canon? Nah, Soccer's the true lore.
Getting a nice early hit here on phase 2, putting that Tomahawk out. He had an amazing
Okay.
phase 1 there. Killing Wily on that left side is good. We want to see not top center.
Yeah, mid-right is the one that we want to aim for here.
These are okay. These are all right. He just needs one sort of
Ну,
more like that, and that's
And
time.
Саб час 50. Неплохо.
What a sub 150.
That is
That's
a
incredible.
fantastic time by Team Cossack. Unbelievable. Anything sub 150 is very, very good.
Yeah.
We're talking about within like probably on average within a
Говорят,
minute.
кто-то из раннеров выиграл свой ПБ.
Type of setting.
Yeah,
That was
there's
very
some of
impressive.
PBs is a 146.
Если это правда, то это
And
довольно
they had to wait for a minute
выбить
to
ПБ на
really
марафоне.
Downtime.
Yes.
for the
Тем более в гонке.
Wow,
We're talking about
incredible
within,
performance.
basically within 2 minutes of their PBs as a team. That is
Yeah.
absolutely incredible.
Speaking of absolutely incredible, let's take a look at these 2 refights. Oh, he did Yamato first. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that order a lot. Still very,
Yeah.
very close on team now Dr. Wiley and Team Darkman.
I appreciate the team change. Very nice.
Вот,
Nice.
команда доктора Вилли начала догонять.
Is this going to be full?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, again, you need 26.
Всё может решить последний босс.
Every single shot hits. So use 5 here and then 7 on each of the Wiley phases. So we'll see how resisting frame ends up.
Oh, Eddie gave us something.
Ooh.
I don't normally see that.
What a nice tank. What a nice tank.
E-Tank. He's a nice guy.
Nice.
Right, pretty good. Getting that early hit again, throwing that Tomahawk out. Very nice.
Final fight for Team Darkman.
And Terex right behind him starting his phase.
О, получили урон.
Oh,
That's that
that's
worst
the
one.
That's
That's
the
that
worst
one we
one.
don't want to see.
That's
That's the
great.
best
Oh.
one, though. You can get an off-screen hit? Nice.
Тайминг.
All right, one more hit for Team Dark.
Минута разницы.
Time.
Great.
Great job.
Great. Well done, guys.
And now for Team Dr. Wily, we are in the final fight.
It looks like he's got...
Is that exact?
Видели?
I think it's 7.
And that's
Сколько
the
разница была?
respawn. Yeah, it looks like he's got 7. So
Yeah.
he has exact ammo. Nice, he gets
4 hits on that.
Beautiful.
Time.
Oh,
Oh, no, no!
he doesn't have...
He has to use POW.
So he's gonna switch to
Сейчас
Buster. Looks like he
30.
gets
Buster?
nice
Okay.
spawn hit.
Nice.
Сейчас, сейчас.
Beautiful.
Неплохо. 30 секунд
He
разница.
juked us.
Yeah.
Проигрывали около минуты.
You juked me, that's for sure.
What a relay.
What
was
a
incredible,
relay.
yeah.
That was absolutely incredible. Loved it.
Well
Well
done
done.
to all the competitors.
Well done by all of us. 151.31 is the third place time. That is still a fantastic time.
Yeah, that's bonkers.
Like-
Before we sat down here, we were theorizing on what like a really
Yeah.
great time
Yeah.
would be.
Сейчас
And,
должна быть
this is
бонус-игра,
all around,
если на
like,
нее
our,
собрали деньги.
Most optimistic estimate.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for the relay. At this point, congratulations to the winning team, Team Cossack, with a 149.15 time. So again, the participants of Team Cossack, Stage Hero for Mega Man 4, Feral Pigman for Mega Man 5, and Ohon for Mega Man 6. So congratulations, and I think that's going to do it for us.
Yeah. Don't forget, guys, if you are interested in speedrunning Mega Man, just go to megamanleaderboards.net, and you can find links there to find our Discords to join and pick one of these games up. These games are phenomenal, and the community is very supportive. So
Yeah, the
if you guys
community is
want in
great.
on this, definitely check that out.
Yes, absolutely. And that does it for us. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching this.
Amazing job, guys. That was an amazing race.
Будет ли бонусная игра?
Coming up next.
Ну,
It begins.